Sunday to take on the Jets. Elsewhere in the league, Packers beat the Steelers 35-25 on Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh. And Aaron Rodgers' first game against his old team. Ravens take down the Bears at home 30-16 for their second win of the year. And the Jets squeak one out against the Bengals 39-38 in Cincinnati for their first win of the season. Cavs beat the Bucks last night 118-113 in the home opener. Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley, big performers for the Wine and Gold, each putting in 24 and 23 points respectively on the night. Cleveland's back in action tonight against the Pistons in Detroit. Coming up next on 92.3 The Fan, it's the Ken Carman Show with Anthony Lima. Headline sports news every 20 minutes on 92.3 The Fan from the University Hospital Sports Desk. I'm Matt Corrali.
The Ken Carman Show with Anthony Lima.
Out of the gun, third down. May pressured. May is going down again. He's sacked at the 13-yard line, and the Browns defense gets off the field as Myles Garrett does it again. May to throw, has time. Myles is held. Myles gets him anyway. 3rd and 7 for the Browns at the 33 and a 3-by-1 shotgun. Here's the pressure. Gabriel picked off. Going the other way. Spillane at the 20. He's at the 10. Spillane tackled by Gabriel and Sampson at the 8. Tight end to the left here for the Patriots. And Hollins as well. Play fake and a rollout. Chased by Garrett. Myles brings him down. 4th sack on the day for Myles Garrett. For the Browns from the New England 12. Empty backfield. Double tight to the right. Fan into Njoku standing up with Larbadan there. Shotgun. Gabriel throws. Fade. Left. Judy can't get it. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. May to throw. May up in the pocket. May taken down by Myles. There it is. Myles Garrett has 5 sacks today. A new Cleveland Browns single-game record. On a second down, Gabriel play fake stands in the end zone and then throws it away. That might be grounding. Who's over there? No one's over there.
Defense is good until it's just on the field after 3 and out, after 3 and out, after 3 and out, and then the floodgates open.
They opened, and the Browns could not get over the water. And they lose big, 32-13.
This is Cleveland Sports Radio, 92.3 The Fan.
Audio courtesy of the UH Browns Radio Network. I just had an epiphany right before the show. I mean, literally seconds ago. And I asked you, and you know what? I always start to ranting and raving and going nuts, and kind of like you to take the lead on this one before I start my hullabaloo here.
Without a doubt, one of the best onside kicks I've ever seen. And if they can just bottle that up, if they can figure out how to reproduce that and build the whole season out of that onside kick, man, they could be something to watch here the rest of the year. Wow. That was a great onside kick. I mean, the way that it bounced right over a team that is very well coached, that seems like that could be repeatable. Like they could get that going again.
Did you laugh? I started laughing. I started laughing my ass off.
Yesterday?
Yeah. I start when the onside kick go, oh, here we go. let the crazy comeback ensue. Yeah, no, I laughed my ass off.
Fist pumps of fury.
I laughed my ass clean off. And then I got really angry. And then I sent some all caps text to you.
Do you know you hit the FaceTime button? Were you trying to FaceTime?
No, because I sent it to the group, and I was hitting the FaceTime button, and I went, hey, ain't no way I ain't going to come off drunk as hell right now, damn it. Because I started hitting all these buttons. I was so mad. I got so mad. My son left the room. My boys left the room. I had Jonah and Axel. Eli was upstairs playing with trains and God knows what else. They walked out of the room. And I had to tell my son, I got to text the kid's dad. I just remembered that. Because I was upset. I had to tell my son not to repeat what I had said because I didn't want it to come off like a slight. I remember that. I can't repeat it all together verbatim because I'm sure there were many F-bombs being shouted because I had something broke again yesterday. I'm glad that my spirit is still there. I'm glad that it's still there. It hasn't just washed all over me and I just don't start off every day cynically, but
I think the biggest source of disappointment to me in that, like, you could have turned that game off, pretty early in the third quarter. Like, you saw which direction that was heading in, and it was like, oh yeah, they've made all the adjustments against the Browns defense, which in the first half, I mean, Myles Garrett was so damn dominant, and then it's like, oh, okay, we always joke about halftime adjustments.
My notes ended up in the past that Siciliano called it a hot air balloon.
A hot air balloon.
I believe he called it a hot air balloon, if I'm not mistaken. The one that was
Isaiah Bond out of bounds.
Well, no, there was the one he just basically threw an arm punt. I said, "What are we doing?"
The Hail
with that?
Mary.
After they went for it on 4th and 1, deep in their own territory and converted, the next play was
they dialed up the Hail Mary.
Yeah, let's throw it 70 yards.
Yeah.
For an interception.
The disappointment I had was I was waiting for Schlereth to seize an opportunity to go on a potential soliloquy.
He didn't.
And I almost wonder if Stefanski, they knew they were losing, and he's like, well, if I throw the ball, if I structure anything where it's in the direction of Jerry Judy, Schlereth might go on a 5-minute anti-Judy rant. So let's have very, very few targets.
What did Jerry finish with? I knew that he was on the field.
He had 4 targets.
I knew Jerry was on the field.
Yeah.
That's all I about knew.
Let me pull up the stats real quick. I think he had 1 catch.
No, I don't think he had any catches.
You ready for me to get this off my chest?
He had 0 catches for 0 yards. He had 2 targets.
You ready for me to get this off my chest?
Go ahead.
How's Shador's back? Is it that bad? I'm serious. How's his back?
I don't know. Where'd this injury come from?
It's 2 weeks. Well, they said that he needed help. He hurt his back somehow.
Siciliano did say that yesterday on the radio. He was laying on the ground pregame. Needed help to get up.
What about postgame? Since he gets interviewed after every postgame, was this the game he wasn't interviewed?
If his back is unlocked by next week, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. This is getting stupid. And guys, this is what I don't need to hear any defenses of this anymore. I'm not going to try to be too mean to him. I know he's doing his best. His best is what a backup does. This is what backups do.
Are you sure about that?
They play for a few games, and then they get figured out. And there wasn't much to figure out with him, and he's been figured out here. So you can expect more of the same if he continues to go out there. I don't think you're unlocking anything. You're not unlocking a damn thing. It's a foolish enterprise. It's silly to go through this. I don't care. I'm done bickering about it. I went to McKinley-Massillon on Saturday. I'll never forget this. I went to McKinley-Massillon on Saturday, and as I was walking back up the ramp after the game, a Massillon fan shook my hand. Really nice guy. His son had actually played at Perry. And he goes, what do you think we're going to be doing tomorrow? And I said, well, we'll see. And he goes, what do you think you're going to say on Monday? I go, well, if it goes the way I think it is, I think I might be screaming for Shador. And he laughed, and we said our goodbyes, and then that was the end of it. And here I am, and I'm trying not to scream for Shador, but I really want to scream for Shador. Because, guys, this is you can't tell me you're not curious. I mean, what is defensible about what transpired on offense yesterday? And the whole thing is that, well, after the scripted plays, because they don't care when you score on scripted drives, guys. They don't care. The NFL teams don't care if you score on if things get out of hand afterwards. Yeah, they care. But if they score on scripted drives and they feel they figured you out, they've unlocked your offense, they know they're going to be able to beat you. And that's exactly what happened. They drove around you because you can't do anything offensively. There's nothing that they can do. This is the worst offense I've ever seen. 38 years, save the 3 that they weren't even here. This is the worst offense. This might be the worst offense I've ever seen because I don't pay that as close of attention to other teams as I would the Cleveland Browns. This is the worst offense I've ever seen. And then I used to because last week I'd say, well, the quarterback's real smart. Yeah, you're taking intentional groundings in the end zone. That's smart. Some of the decisions that you're making, some of the guys you're looking off, that's not smart. This is not smart. So the thing that I could say, I can't say. And if I said it, I'd be lying to myself. I'm done with the silliness. You're 2-6. We flirted with the idea of them being able to save themselves because that's what you do when you're a Browns fan. You try to put a smiling face on things, but that's it. So at least either A, I'm going to see something exciting, B, maybe he has a high ceiling, or C, I'm just going to be entertained. I would just like to be entertained by the offense instead of what this is. What is this?
I thought he should have gotten benched. I'm actually surprised.
You put Bailey Zappi out there. It would have been entertaining, but it would have been different.
I was waiting for a moment where, Stefanski was like, This has 0% chance of functioning, and I was waiting for it because I thought there could be like some message sending, and then we could find out who's responsible for the Dillon Gabriel pick to begin with. But that didn't happen, and then obviously right after the game said, "Oh, get ready, strap in. You're going to be seeing plenty of Dillon Gabriel." We'll see if over the next 2 weeks.
Well, you're going to be seeing plenty of orange then. That's what you're going to be seeing because people ain't coming to the ballpark to see that. To sit there and talk, well, we got a great defense. We got a great defense. We got a great defense. Yeah, and the defense is great, and they're getting madder and madder and madder at the offense. So now, hey, we always talk about how athletes and us don't have anything in common. You have so much in common with your defense right now. Every Browns fan out there, good God, look at the way Miles reacted on the sidelines yesterday. And look at the way I was reacting. I go, hey, we're the same guy. Except for, millions of dollars and a lot of athletic ability, we're the same guy. Because I had the same meltdown basically at the same time as Miles yesterday. It was right there. We were looking in a mirror at each other. Because here we are. It's not about sympathy. It's about empathy there. Because now he's here forever. So I had the same type of meltdown because we're all here forever. The same type of meltdown that he had. And I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he feels that way because at least somebody is showing you how we all feel. Because it is just an embarrassment.
What a game.
QB guru.
It was just so apropos of all the games for him to break the record. The franchise record of all the games. It was that blowout.
You know what
loss.
it was? You know what yesterday was? I wrote it down. I wrote down the notes. I said, I wrote Shohei Ohtani with the Angels. That's what he was. It was Shohei Ohtani with the Angels. He did all this, and they still got blown out. Which, by the way, guys, 1, 2, 3. You can make an argument for 4 if you wanted to. Did we get blown out by the Steelers?
Yeah, I called
4.
That blowout.
You got 4 blowouts in an NFL season. 4. It's not even Halloween. We have 4 blowouts in an NFL season. There are 4 of them. There are 4 of them. There are 4 blowouts. You've been blown out 4 times already in an NFL season. That's insanity!
And meanwhile, the Jets.
I'm sorry.
The Jets and Dolphins
sorry for
win.
Yelling.
The Jets put up how many points? 39? The Jets put up 39 points. On what planet could the Browns ever put up 39 points?
I'm not even mad at the locker room. I think there's still
Miami put up
some
34.
culture. Yes, you saw that too. I think there's still. I can't believe I'm saying that. I think there is some guys that definitely care inside the locker room. It can't happen. Either the offense is inept or you've put yourself in a bad situation. Either way, you got to be just moving on from all of it. There ain't nothing I'm going to be able to do this season. I don't know what's going to happen this offseason other than, you know what? I might as well have a chance to have a little bit of fun. If 12's back isn't locked up and he doesn't need a backiotomy, just put him out there for the love of Christ. Just put him out there and let's see. Give me a good effort for a week and let's see what he can do. The Jets won a game, so they're ready to mail it in for the rest of the year.
They got
so go right on ahead and put him out there. There's no better time. I don't care. I can't see what that was yesterday any longer. I can't see the demoralizing feeling as the game goes on. Really, as the season goes on. But as the game goes on, Anthony, don't you feel... I know you protect yourself with cynicism and sarcasm, but you didn't feel that at that moment, at that time? Just to sit there and just watch... Judkins to the right. Judkins to the middle. Incomplete for... Isaiah Bond on a slant punt. Let's see what the next one was. Oh, did we get a first down? We got 1 first down. And then we try. Oh, the best was the Gage Larvadan where they wanted a wheel and nothing happened. So Gage just decided to hell with it. I'm going to take off. Good effort. That was a punt. What else? Oh, the quick one left to David Njoku. Judkins then incomplete again. Caught out of bounds on the one air ball. That ended up being caught by Isaiah Bond. There was a punt, too. I mean, which ones do we want to go through?
We let go of it 5 seconds too late, at least.
The real quick one to Jerome Ford, which I think that was the one. No, was it? No, the Harold Fannin one. That was 3rd and 9 at the beginning of the third quarter, where I think Nathan said it was just nonsensical on that one. That was a punt.
See, I could tell how frustrated you were, Kenny, because
then there was the interception.
Guys, that's not even Ken's real handwriting. Ken's real handwriting looks like calligraphy.
Well, this is anger. This is anger writing.
I mean, he's got tremors.
So I can't, guys. If you can sit here and tell me with a straight face that you don't even want to see Shedeur Sanders anymore, fine. You go right on ahead. I don't think a single Browns fan could do it anymore. 216-474-0092. And I know, drink his bathwater, Ken. Yeah, I'll drink that guy's bathwater over all this that I just saw yesterday. That's an abomination.
Well, now let me make sure.
Safeties on intentional grounding. It's just stupid.
The intentional grounding.
Stupid football, and I'm not going to deal with stupid football.
The intentional grounding will not get the run that the Orlovsky running out of the back of the end zone did. But it should. It should. In many ways, this was worse.
Look left, look right, went, nope. Got to get out of this one. Got to bail out of here.
For someone who's played as much football as he has and quarterbacked as much football, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the intentional grounding / safety rule the same in college as it is? Okay, good, just making sure. I've never seen that.
Because
I've seen guys run out of the back of the end zone. I've never seen, you know what, good time to just get out of Dodge and throw the ball away. I'll just give them 2 points.
Let's
whole
move on
with life.
Was to just not get sacked. And he didn't think about what he was doing. That's what high school kids do.
Oh, my God, right. I probably have seen that in high school, actually.
No offense to any college I say.
Back in the day.
Any college I say, well, there's like 30 teams now in the CVC, so you got to be choosy now. That's high school stuff. It's just high school stuff. So, I can't watch this offense anymore because the issue is that usually I go off on some crazy tangent because I don't think the guys care. The weird thing is I think they care. I think that they are growing. I think the distrust is growing by the hour within the coaching staff or at the coaching staff of the team. I think the distrust of the offense is growing by the hour with the defense, and then by the coaching staff as well, by those in charge. I definitely think I see some guys who care, and I think that they look at it and they think that their performances are wasted because we're having intentional grounding in the end zone, and we're not even bothering to look off a guy. We have one read and one read only, and that's it, and that's all. And I can't guarantee it's going to be any better with the other guy, but at least it's a change and I'll be somewhat entertained. I know I'll be entertained. And that's at 2-6 and a season that is on a collision course with Ty Simpson or Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza. Well, we couldn't be as lucky to get Fernando Mendoza or Lenore Sellers. I just want to be entertained at that moment then. I'm just looking for entertainment. So, Godspeed to Shedeur Sanders. I hope that he's better soon because this is as sad as it gets. That was a total affront to professional football yesterday on offense.
Can we get back to the onside kick, though, when we come back? Because I saw it from different angles, and there's something I didn't even notice the first time.
Go right on ahead. 216-474-0092. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, take us with you to work on the free Odyssey app.
92.3 The Fan.
and the Buckeyes. Tyvis Powell talks Browns football every Monday afternoon at 1:20 with Baskin and Phelps on Cleveland's Sports Radio, 92.3 The Fan.
I'm frustrated. I want to win. I don't care how much time is on the clock. They got their starters in. There's a chance we can win. I want to be a part of that. I don't care how dire the situation looks. I'm want to try to make something happen. So I hate coming out of those situations. I hate, that kind of inevitability and not being able to do anything about it. Because I want to win. I'll do anything.
That's Myles Garrett in the postgame yesterday. I think the sympathy ain't the word. I think a lot of people go, well, they feel bad for Myles. It's like, well, they don't feel bad. He signed this big contract. And I think that there's a difference here. Empathy, I think, is the word. I think he feels the same way that a lot of Browns fans feel. I think he feels the exact same way. I mean, he did the exact... I didn't slam anything yesterday, but I was yelling. And I saw him yelling on the sidelines.
You've done your slamming. It's like yesterday.
I've broken
at
things
this point,
before.
When it's the fourth blowout.
Yeah. And what's so frustrating is that I can't sit there and just call them all out as, laying down and letting just the other team just beat you to dust and letting yourself be embarrassed, and really all you do is embarrass the Browns fans, because I think the guys are trying. I think especially on defense, there's some talent there, obviously, so it's easier to say for defense. But, I saw Wyatt Teller selling out for blocks, and I saw other guys trying to do their damnedest. It's just, it ain't working. It doesn't work. You got some components there, but the main component there is not ready to play. He shouldn't be playing. He's been figured out. There isn't much to figure out anyway, because he's going to be a career backup. So I'm trying not to be as mad at him as I am all this. I'm mad about this situation. I'm upset with Kevin. I'm upset with Andrew. I'm upset with this whole entire thing. And I wish it would be much, much easier for me to yell if I thought the culture was horrific. And I don't think the culture's great, but I don't think it's as bad as ones I've seen in the past. Like the year where Jadeveon Clowney, they all yelled at Jadeveon Clowney and they just let him still be on the team until Christmas. That was wild. That was bad. That's bad culture. But this, I still see a guy out there. I still see many guys out there busting an ass. And you're getting blown out in these football games. You're getting blown out, and we're trying flea flicker screens. That's pretty telling. We're going to do a flea flicker and not even go. We're doing a design flea flicker screen. That's pretty telling of the confidence that you have in your backup quarterback, your career backup quarterback who's starting for you right now. The intentional grounding in the end zone where there wasn't even an attempt to look down. It's basically as if, listen, I can play offense outside of our 25. Anything deeper than that, we're either going to have to run the ball out of there or we're going to have to get a turnover, something on the other side.
I'd rather just spot you 2 points and give you the ball back and see if maybe we can get better field position later.
That's unreal. And then I saw the stat. So Zach wakes up very early, and he has the participation chart that's posted out there. I want to make a promise to everybody here, especially you. When Jerry Judy does have his eventual meltdown, I'm going to remember yesterday when he was basically out there just for cardio purposes and be more understanding of that meltdown. Because Jerry Judy is going to have it one of these days, and it's probably going to be pretty strong, and we're probably going to have some strong commentary about that, some of us. And I'm going to remember he played 83% of total plays yesterday, or total offensive snaps yesterday. He was targeted 4 times because you have this wide receiver that's supposed to...
Targets.
He was targeted twice?
Yeah.
2 times, because you have a wide receiver that's supposed to stretch the offense, but you can't move the pocket around. That's a Kevin problem. Maybe that's an offensive line problem. Okay, that's an Andrew problem too. Well, guess what? You can go ahead and pick your poison, whichever one you want to yell at there.
Judy now on pace for 546 yards this year.
Yeah.
If he plays in every game.
Ain't putting it on him right now.
If it goes like yesterday, he'll finish the year with 546 yards.
I mean, that was just... so atrocious. I think they had 2 balls were completed to wide receivers yesterday, so we're running the Penn State offense over the last few years.
Oh, God.
Just tight ends. That's all we got.
Forget Todd Monken. Get Jeff Monken in here. Let's run some double wing. Let's get, you know what? Let's do some wing T. Let's get it in here. Might as well. 216-474-0092. It's an all-time bad, and the only thing I could say is honestly, at least I'd be entertained if I saw 12 out there. So put the kid in. I'm dead serious. I know I'm frustrated and I'm mad right now.
Now we said
I don't think my opinion's going to change unless he's hurt. I don't think my opinion's changing anytime soon.
Fans were saying it couldn't get worse going from Flacco to Gabriel. It clearly got worse. And
yes.
Flacco's been great.
Absolutely got worse.
Flacco was awesome yesterday.
Absolutely got worse. Totally got worse. It got very much worse. This is much worse than what happened with Joe Flacco. Yes.
And by the way, this should tell you all you need to know, like how bad the offense is, how bad are things here, is that, Cincinnati, if they would have held on, you would have had 2 ex-quarterbacks from the Browns 2025 roster have won games this year already. You would have had 2 in the same day because Flacco ended up losing yesterday. But also Tyler Snoop Huntley. And how many points did Baltimore put up in that win? 30 points.
Well, there you go.
30 points.
There's your problem. I mean, it's getting harder and harder not to zero in on the problem. I'd be ignoring it if I wasn't zeroing in on the problem. And you have been blown out 4 times. You've played 8 games. Half of them, you've been able to just go outside and do leaves or go golfing or clean the garage or anything you can do to keep yourself away from the complete insanity that is sitting there and continuing to watch that. Because I think anything would probably be better than the feelings I was feeling watching the fourth quarter wash over me yesterday. There's no way you finish that game. Be honest with everybody. There's no way you finished watching that game. You had to have clicked into something else. Because yesterday was the first time I think I've ever, and you think about the losing I've seen, yesterday was the first day I've ever actually considered going, you know what, I'm just going to turn on Red Zone and move on with the day. I didn't do it because I didn't want to lower my standard. Which, by the way, I have a feeling I might get very upset with Daryl coming up at 8:20 this morning. But go right on ahead.
Had Red Zone on. I mean, was toggling back and forth a lot in the second half, obviously, because it was getting away. And then yesterday was Hall of Fame Beef Day. So we had the in-laws over.
Great.
And Joe Thomas. I had more texts with Joe Thomas about his meat than about the Browns. Because there was...
During the game?
There was not much to talk about.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. There you go.
Yeah. It was getting the meat ready throughout the day. Here's the thawing process. Like, here we go again. Meanwhile, there's an NFL football game going on.
Because Joe knows how the movie ends. Because he's the Pierce Brosnan of this entire franchise. He's been in the movie many times, and now he's out and he's watching other characters be in the movie. And that's the way this goes. And it will continue to do that. Because I can't... Do you want to change? I haven't even bothered to ask you. I'm sorry. Are you ready for a change at quarterback?
Yeah, I would change. I was just going to ask you, though,
you're with me?
Are we positive it can't get even worse?
I don't care.
Because
they
make it sound like...
I don't care.
They make it sound like...
Doesn't matter now.
Shador wouldn't even be able to go out there...
Doesn't matter.
...and walk to the huddle and then complete the play call. Like, they make it sound like he can't even do that.
Well, is he hurt? Are you just talking about that?
I'm talking about just being able to get the plays in. Everybody, here is the huddle. Now we're going from the huddle to the line of scrimmage. And then we get to the line of scrimmage.
Well, guess what?
Are there 11 guys on the field? Oh, we're out of time. I'm Shador Sanders, and I can't do any of that, according to the Cleveland Browns.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I apologize. I know I rolled right over. You go right on ahead. I'm sorry, because I'm getting mad.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Because me and you have been... I saw a bunch of people saying, boy, you and Ken need to apologize to Cleveland for all of the Shador slander because you guys have propped up Dylan Gabriel. And I'm like,
what did I prop up?
We have absolutely never done that.
What did I prop up?
I blasted the Gabriel pick the day it happened. I have never once said that I thought Shador wasn't more talented.
That's the difference.
Dylan Gabriel. I've never once said that.
I don't know who sent that to you. That's the difference between someone who actually... Okay. That's the difference between those who actually just listen, who actually do listen to the show, and we're thankful, and those who just saw a couple of clips and decide that they want to take it where they want to take it. All right? I just go with what they tell me with Dylan Gabriel, because I couldn't explain the pick either. I can't say how much I couldn't explain the pick because I'd be letting too much out of the bag, but I really couldn't explain the pick. And then they tried to explain the pick, and I go, okay, we'll see. I didn't say he wasn't NFL quality, which, by the way, with what Daryl said, maybe Daryl comes in and does Champions Post, because that wasn't NFL quality yesterday.
Could be a victory lap day for Daryl.
It could be a victory lap day.
We're going to be referencing the Ball Boys again?
But you say it could get worse, and I just say I don't care. I don't give a bleep if it could get any worse. worse, because at least I'd have some sort of, okay, let's see if I got any hope in this guy, because it's the same thing. I've told you and told you and told you and told you. And the only way that anybody ever went against it is because they were sick and tired of hearing about the other guy. They were sick and tired of hearing about Shedeur. They either don't like him or they don't like his dad or whatever reason they've picked. So they've decided to put their eggs in the Dylan Gabriel basket. What a sad basket to put your eggs in. And so they've decided, but you can't tell me, not one person can call in and tell me that there's good reason to continue this because he's a backup. And what backups are supposed to do is they play a handful of games. And I've never wavered from that, not once, not since April. I've never, ever, ever wavered. I've tried to be fair. I'm being fair. He's a career backup. And I don't know what the other guy's going to be.
In what league?
I want to see it. I want to see it. I'm being, okay, maybe I'm being a little generous there, according to Tone.
You're very charitable.
I just want to see it.
You're in the giving mood today.
I want to see what Shedeur has. I don't care if it's worse, because at least it'll give me some more to get into. Because this is offensive football.
The only thing I would say,
it looks like they didn't practice.
The only thing I would say is that the quicker, here's the only thing you got to be careful about. The quicker you get to Shedeur is the quicker you get to you know who. That's the only only stop sign I would
I'm not going to sit there and let him. It's Halloween season. I'm not going to let him scare me. It's not. No, I'm not. No, I don't care about this boogity man that you guys are telling me about because he was wearing football cleats the other day. Oh yeah, you want me to go ahead and do it again? Lima talks about Deshaun Watson like he's telling a ghost story at a bonfire. He's wearing football cleats yesterday. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. The tale of the $230 million quarterback who was actually wearing football cleats the other day. Whoosh, into the fire. What do they throw into the fire to make the blaze go? What is that? I'm sorry. I'm trying not to turn into a cartoon character, even though it's way too late. I don't care if it's worse. I don't care.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I was just making sure because I do know everybody said it couldn't get worse from Flacco, and it has gotten so much worse.
All these people who want to say, well, maybe he can't regurgitate the plays, or maybe he doesn't know. You know what? Then maybe the two-time coach of the year should just coach. You got the players.
Coach him up.
You got the players you have. You got to get them to point B some way, somehow. So you got 2 weeks. You figure it out. Because if we're sitting here doing this Dylan Gabriel crap any longer, I'm going to go in with a sour attitude next week, and I'll continue to go into with a sour attitude. And maybe 2 weeks before the Jets is going to help him, and maybe I'll change my ideas, and maybe I'll change my mind. I really don't think I will. I really don't. So you have a terrible, suck-ass football team that you're about to play coming up in a couple of weeks. It's as good a time as any. I don't care. And I'm not going to be sitting there afraid of, then the sooner Deshaun Watson would have to play. You know what? That's your problem, not mine. You guys signed him. I didn't want to make the trade, and I'm not going to sit here and act like he is some boogeyman underneath the stairs that I have to hide from, okay? We're all grown men. This is professional football. You guys figure it out. You figure out a way to get the kid on the field and make the offense work, because your way is clearly not working. Go up to your whiteboard and show me where that offense worked yesterday. Because I'll just sit here and pop open tall boy after tall boy and just get drunker, because that's the only way it could ever make sense, and it wasn't making sense yesterday. Sorry, Tone, that's where it is. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima. We got Lima likes coming up in 5.
Oh, yeah, plenty.
What did you like?
It was so bad.
Not about yesterday.
It was so bad in the NFL. We'll take it down to the high school football.
Excellent.
Got some amazing things emerged over the weekend.
I think it's turned into rivalry week here on the show. It's coming up in 5 on The Fan.
92.3 The Fan.
Cleveland is Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
Does Lima like?
Or does Lima no like?
Like?
Tell me likey. I'm liking it.
I like it a lot.
No like.
He doesn't like you.
I don't like you either.
You're tacky and I hate you.
Like or no like.
But I definitely knew what I liked, and I definitely knew what I didn't like.
I'm so mad I already spoiled the thing I wanted to highlight in Lima Like, so they say you can't go back to the well too often, but you know what? I'm going to do it.
Go to the well.
Lima Like.
Did you see the onside kick? So here's the thing about the onside kick yesterday. They're not getting them in the NFL this year. They're thinking about changing the rules because they're so hard to get. And what did our kicker do? He went out there and did the one thing that nobody's been able to do this year, and he authored up the perfect onside kick. Owen, I'm sorry. I just think it needs to be highlighted more. Some people say you're going to it too much. I just feel...
I agree.
As a Browns supporter, I feel fortunate that we didn't cut that guy after week 1.
Well, what what football guys were saying that?
Me, I said it.
Although, you did miss a field goal yesterday.
That's the beauty of having a terrible offense. I have no hate in my heart. I never had hate in my heart before. I just didn't think I was just moving on. I got no problems at all with Andre Schmidt because my offense doesn't matter anyway. 32-12 or 32-15, it's still a boat racing no matter how you do it.
Yeah, I guess I should
I'm alive.
give even more love to Miles, even though it feels weird. So you heard, we've played it a couple times, Andrew Siciliano, the voice of the Cleveland Browns right here on the home of the Browns. I mean, he did act like we won the Super Bowl on that, but I thought that was fitting. I thought it was fitting because what else was there? I mean, the guy was out there. He had 5. He got credited with 5. It could have been more. I mean, Drake May had some amazing escapes. But Miles in that first half was as dominant as I've seen a player in football. He
had the one where he came around and May got a yard gain, but
he got, and then Miles got him by the Achilles, basically. Yeah. He brought him down. I know it was weird. What'd you think of Miles after the game when they're like, why were you so mad? And you're thinking he's going to erupt. He's like, why? They had their starters out. I still wanted to be out there.
Yeah.
Basically, I wanted to chase more sacks. It was fun to chase sacks. I wanted to chase more sacks.
He also said, well, wait a minute. He said he was upset that they were losing.
Oh, sure.
I mean, you can hear that. You can't just take it. Well, yeah, but if you want to turn it into something else, you can't turn it into that.
No, the fans turned it into something else because they were blasting him. They said all he's doing is chasing stats when the game was out of hand.
Well, it's not a three-point shooter, guys, so I don't know how you chase stats being a sack artist. I don't understand that. They're still hard to get. It's not like Will Campbell wants to just let you get sacks and let you tackle Drake May.
I would throw the whole performance away for a win.
Yeah.
Why do you think,
being fair,
why do you think New England had their guys out there that long?
Who knows? I don't know. Mike Vrabel's from the Belichick school. So, well, I don't know about Mike Vrabel when he's, 70 and coaching a college team. We'll wonder about that then. But, you leave him out there. He leaves him out there. Probably a young team. Still going to leave them out there? Do they have a bye week coming up? They don't have their bye.
The reason I asked you is it came up.
They don't have their bye week till December. Good God!
Remember that was a discussion with the Browns last week on why they didn't go to Shador, and you saw New England did not go to their backup.
Nope.
So I don't know. Nope. I don't know if that puts that to rest at least for a couple of weeks. You know what?
Lima likes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carson Swetzinger, the interception. I mean, I knew threw it right to him, but that was an athletic play. That was a hell of an athletic play. Because how many times do we see guys just blatantly drop interceptions that are thrown right to them? And,
many times.
Part of it was he's dropping back, almost like kind of a spy technique. And, Schwartz didn't necessarily have it dialed up correctly all game. But that was a hell of an athletic play. And it was nice to see somebody get that kind of love because he has been such a fantastic player this year. And then, unfortunately, he left the game with a high ankle sprain later in the game. I don't know when we're going to see him again.
I got 2 weeks until the next game, so, sit down.
Man,
it was high enough of an ankle sprain that Ian Rappaport's making tweets about it. And that concerns me.
I know.
If the national media is specifically talking about a guy.
You know what?
He really did.
Yes.
Forget all of that because we had amazing developments in high school. Did you see this?
Lima likes.
Finally, they said recruiting's illegal in Ohio high school athletics and picked a public school. Like, how amazing is this? We've only had teams taking from like 7 counties, all the time, and now a team that is known for, but they also wear brown and orange, don't they? Don't they have the exact same uniforms as the Browns?
I was thinking,
and that's the team they get.
I thought they were black and orange. They're not black and orange?
Oh, is it black and orange?
They're predominantly orange, but they don't pronounce it the way that they write it, right?
It's Ernton.
That's why.
It's 2025. What the hell could you have been doing?
Isn't everybody open enrollment anyway?
What could you have been doing to have recruiting violations in 2025?
Were there players doing the hat ceremony?
I have no idea.
I have decided it's got all their local and then I'm going with Ernton. What the hell was this?
Well, they've been a state champ before.
Yes. Well, they're keeping 2024 state championship.
Well, yeah.
And even though they're saying this predates, this goes back years, but they get to keep their state champ. Very weird.
Yeah.
The whole story was very weird.
Doug, you can pry it from my cold, dead hands. That's what I'd be saying.
Oh, is this going to hurt our chances of getting him on the podcast?
Well, Mitch acts like I'm trying to run down the president of the United States, so
we also had
gets all nervous every time you bring him up.
Big high school news.
I'm alive.
Folks, don't bury him yet. St. Ignatius, still a chance to win the state championship. They are back in when another team decided they were not.
All you got to do is get the dance.
So Ignatius has one win. They were on the outside looking in. John Marshall decided to reject the offer.
Yeah,
turn down the playoff offer.
Can I just tell you something? See, this is why you got to follow Lima on Twitter. I'm giving this. But I just want to let you know, next time you decide to post these odds that you were given over certain jobs, can you just warn me first? Because I got 4 texts on Saturday from different coaches.
Well, I didn't say what job it was.
4 texts from different coaches
why they weren't on that list or why they were on that list.
I didn't say what job it was for. I just posted some names and then numbers afterwards.
What the F is your co-host doing? Now I got to answer these questions at so-and-so at night.
I'm
on a Saturday.
30-1.
Yeah.
Was Brian Hoyer just mad he didn't make that particular list? Might have been on some other lists.
I don't know, but you know what? I decided not even to cuss you out the other day. I said, you know what? The hell with it. Don't let him have his fun.
Also, we have a big showdown, Kenny.
Lima likes.
Do we have to take this show on location? Because, folks, in Division 4, Region 13...
I'm not going to be there. No.
What do you mean you're not going to be there?
I got work to do anyway.
I'm reading it. I love when it's statewide. You got to read it like this. Chesterland, West Geauga.
Streetsboro.
Will Streetsboro. Number 11 versus number 6. Do we have I might have to reach out. I don't know. The Sharps and Vermilion, we have not referenced much this year.
Not at all this year. We stopped it.
Will they have for this one? We might have to go back over to our favorite restaurant.
I'd have to go to Chez Francois in our tracksuits.
Now again, the tracksuit guys, they're welcome, but other people cannot wear the tracksuits and get the real restaurant. There's the outdoor restaurant where you can dress down a little bit.
Yeah.
Indoor, you need the jacket.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Sharps and Vermilion.
Yeah. Unless you're one of the friends of Lima, then you're able to get in as one of the Sharps and Vermilion. However, West G at Streetsboro on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm not torn. You know where my allegiances are.
Yeah.
But Brandon Stewart, the AD over at West G, great guy. But Randy over at Streetsboro, great guy.
Just great guys all the way around.
Yeah. Speaking of great guys, Joe Bogdan down at Canton McKinley. Thanks to him.
Yeah, fun.
Oh, got us set up great on Saturday, man.
We got to go, but not before we go.
All right.
Great guys.
All right, great guys.
Number 1, Randy TV Paw. Number 2, I don't know, man. Brandon did give me swag that one day. Know what? No. We were on the sideline for high school football's greatest rivalry. Number 2, Joe. Number 3, Brandon. There you go.
That's it.
That's how they rank.
That's it for the power ranking. That's it for Lima Likes.
Now, Joe, if you want to make sure other things are taken care of, that's perfectly fine. Brandon, same thing. I am open to being bought. Because it is high school football in Ohio. I mean, let's be honest here. Ironton.
Can't wait
outside.
till one of these teams gets that record thrown out because they gave Ken a shirt.
Yeah, they're done. They're done.
I felt bad.
You know the Ironton guys are listening all over the state of Ohio going, they're doing it.
Can I just say one thing?
The what about us treatment.
I didn't realize NDCL was playing in a rivalry game this last weekend, and I wore an NDCL football shirt because the game he won because it was cold on Friday, and all of a sudden I had Lake Catholic people asking me what the hell's going on. I said, guys, I didn't mean anything about it. I didn't mean anything by it. I promise you. They're fine folks at both places.
And you know who the winner of Streetsboro and West G plays, right?
Who?
Look it up.
Are you serious? Oh, my goodness. All right. 8:20 this morning, the Dangerous One's going to join us on the show. I think I take umbrage with something he said. And I think it's time. It's time for a change. You got to give me a good argument against it other than, oh, don't look Dion. Yeah, you got to do it because yesterday was terrible. Yesterday was an embarrassment to everything that's football. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, take us with you to work on the free Odyssey app. Watch us on YouTube for free as well. 92.3 The Fan on YouTube.
What the hell do you expect when your passes only go 5 to 8 yards down the field at the most? Who the hell comes up with these game plans, and who the hell expects them to work? Has to be the dumbest run organization ever in the NFL. Get rid of DePodesta, get rid of Berry, get rid of Stefanski, and get some freaking talent.
Hard to argue against the man. No, they don't want to. That's the Coming In Hotline. You can use the Coming In Hotline. All you have to do is go to the free Odyssey app, like the station, favorite the station on the free Odyssey app. The button is right next to the Listen Live button. It says leave a message. Do it in 30 seconds. It keeps it tight. If it's longer than that, I ain't going to let it in. So get your arguments in within about 30 seconds, and we're going to put it in because it's usually great, especially on a day like today. It's the only thing that's going to bring a smile to my face because yesterday was just an out-and-out disaster, and I forgot I still have to text my buddy about it. Go ahead.
And I feel bad, Lima Likes. Taylor, thank you. I did not get the Cavs in there. We ran out of time. It was a nice home victory yesterday.
It was a nice victory, yes. I forgot that guy dictates what goes on in the show. That's
Surfside
Surfside Cavs update.
Well,
we're surfsiding with the Cavs, my friends.
Hey, again, as we always say, the Cavs at home, it's a proven commodity. It's a proven commodity. I don't know if you were able to salvage your weekend with the Cavs because, the Browns were so bad. Cavs did win 2. They won Friday and Sunday.
There's a long week ahead. They play Wednesday night, right? Cavs play Wednesday night. There's a long week ahead. There's plenty of time. But this team isn't going anywhere. The Browns aren't. So, I mean, what the hell? And the only thing I can do is sit there and argue that this is it. This should be done. When it comes to this should be over when it comes to Dylan Gabriel starting.
Cavs play tonight in Detroit.
That's right, they do play tonight.
And I thought they're on national. Are they national television or national streaming?
There you go. Okay. So tell me if you can find it tomorrow morning, because that's going to be a hell of an enterprise for everybody. 216-474-0092. Is there anybody that can argue against subbing out Dylan Gabriel for Shedeur Sanders other than Shedeur Sanders' back doctor? If his back is okay, we're done. I'm done with this Dylan Gabriel stuff. No offense to that young man. I don't care if I mean any offense or anything anymore. I don't care. Yesterday was terrible. Yesterday was absolutely terrible. And you could say, well, Ken, it could be worse. I don't care. At least I'll know. At least I'm curious and I'll know. Because I got to be honest with you. I could understand why Dylan Gabriel was ahead of him. A lot of things made sense. But I wasn't curious to see really what Dylan Gabriel had compared to Shedeur Sanders. Not a chance. So if I'm just gonna watch the rest of 2 and 6, and God knows what we're gonna finish this year for entertainment purposes only, I want to be entertained. I'm going to be entertained, at least curiously entertained, by Shedeur Sanders playing. I want Shedeur Sanders to start for the Browns in 2 weeks. I want it to happen. If he's healthy enough to go, he's got to go. To me.
So are you going to lose it? Are you going to lose it during the week when? Because they've already said
I'll lose it after.
He's already said, right?
I know.
That there's not going to be a quarterback change.
I know, and I disagree because of what I just saw. See, that's the worst part of it. I can't see that and say that needs to continue because again. It's not what's he going to develop into. It's not where he's got to develop and get all these bad habits out or anything like that. He develops into what I said he's going to be, a career backup. So you've been figured out. He's been figured out. The best game he had, the best chance he had was in London. Everything else has been bad, which means you've been figured out and you have no other cards to play. So either A, we go out there and he really goes after it and we lose to the Jets, who are going to be still a hapless team. We lose to the Jets, which I can't imagine how I'll feel after that one. Or B, maybe you give him a chance to breathe. I'm not saying he's done for the year. Give him a chance to breathe, and maybe you find a second act in this season with him once he's kind of seen what it is with live people coming after him, and then maybe he has a chance in the future. But I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. This whole thing was all set up for next year and for the draft of this coming year, and you better fall in love with one of these quarterbacks because they're more likely going to take one of them unless Shedeur Sanders goes out there and plays exceedingly well, and that's why I want to see Shedeur Sanders. Give him the rest of the schedule. I do not care. I don't care anymore.
But I want you to be clear
about any of the other things.
You're not saying, hey, you've got to go to Sanders because Sanders has earned the starting job.
Doesn't matter to me now.
You're just basically saying somebody else. Let's go to somebody else. Like if Joe Flacco was
I don't want Deshaun to go out there. I want Shedeur to go out there.
Well, if Joe Flacco would have not been traded, would they have gone to him yesterday? Would Stefanski have put him in
How
yesterday?
could you not?
Well,
How could you not?
I thought he should have gone to Zappy.
Your defense was that good on the road, and you have a chance. It's 9-7 at halftime. It's 9-7. How could you not go to Joe Flacco? I'm surprised they didn't go to Bailey Zappi. Hell, if Mike Tomczak was in the stadium, I might have given him a call down. For the love of God. Guys, I'm at a loss for words. I'm a radio show host. I don't have any other words to describe this other than the whole thing sucks on offense. And so at least give me somebody who I'm curious about, because there can't be, unless you just really dyed in the wool, hate Shedeur Sanders. What can you say now? Well, maybe Kevin, maybe he doesn't know the offense. Find a way to get him to know the offense. You got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks. Get on the same page with each other.
If you were able
find a nomenclature and get going.
If you were able to put in Dorian Thompson-Robinson on that out of nowhere, that Baltimore game where
you didn't have full faith in him.
It was pretty clear, like that you threw him to the wolves.
Yes.
Like you think, come on, what Shedeur?
I don't think that.
What is going to happen when Shedeur goes out there?
I don't have to throw Shedeur to the wolves.
Are they worried about him just running?
I don't have to throw him to the wolves.
Are they worried about him manzelling it, just running backwards and trying to run away?
No, because this guy is not going to do the things that we know that Johnny did before his first start, okay? He's actually going to try. This one's going to try. All right? I don't know how good he is. I have no idea. But damn it, I got to figure out, because there's a chasm between the American public and what they think is Shedeur and what the NFL thinks is Shedeur. Well, at some point, we got to figure out who's going to be right and who's going to be wrong. And you can't just go out there and torpedo him. You got to give yourself a chance to win the damn ball game. So I don't care if he's not so good at the whiteboard like you guys have been or people have been telling me, or any of the other things. I mean, pre-draft, things like that, not since the season has started. I don't care about any of that stuff. Find a language that you guys can understand to get the plays going and get it going. Figure it out. You got 2 weeks, because I can't do this, because you're doing it the way you've done it before, and this guy that you have in can't conduct an offense. He conducted an offense. I mean, the crap that we said, well, he didn't conduct it yesterday. He took a safety. He decided instead of throwing the ball or even looking, he decided to take the safety and throw it away, because there was probably nothing there, and he just knew that he couldn't take a sack in that moment, so he basically decided to take a sack anyway. The arm punts that he threw were just egregious against the professionalism of football. Everything else within the offense was terrible except for the first drive, because it's scripted and the defense is just trying to unlock you, and they don't give a damn. And he's in there nodding his head because he knows I'm right about all this. What tells you at all over the last few weeks and I'm not just going over yesterday, I'm going over Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Miami, New England. What told you over 4 weeks we got any future with this guy? None. How often I've been able to say that? Hell, I used to be able to lie to myself about that because I knew less.
The worst part about all of that is, kind of feels like this would be his ceiling, because he's played so much football.
Yes.
Like it would be one thing
if career backup.
If he had played like a lot fewer games, like Mitch Trubisky or whatever in college, then you'd be like, well, maybe he can take big steps at the next level. What steps are there to take? I'm waiting for him to throw one of these patented Stefanski screenplays to like a tight end or whatever. I'm waiting for him to do that, and because he can't see, I'm waiting for one of those to just get pick-sixed. A screen pass pick-six because he can't see. Because that's what you're noticing. And he's not releasing the ball on some of these plays. Like even Schlereth, who's not a fan of the wide receivers. I think we know that for the Browns.
Well, one in particular.
But even Schlereth was like, he's got to get rid of the ball way sooner. The receivers are open on some of these.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. He had time yesterday. He actually had time. The offensive line had been a disaster in pass protection most of the year, not yesterday. Like there were times for him to go, look, throw, go through your progressions. Nope. Like that was hard. That's hard. Like that's got to be frustrating too. This will be the one good thing we'll say about Stefanski and the coaching yesterday. That does have to be frustrating. Like you design these plays and your receivers are open, and even the announcers like, he's got enough time to throw it, and he's not. He's not.
Yes.
He's checking down or throwing the ball away. Like, what?
There's nothing
you
yesterday.
missed your window. Like, NFL's about having those moments and those windows, and he's totally missing that.
Unless you fully bought in to getting ready for next season and you know you have absolutely no worry of your job, which I still don't think he would do that because you're still on the sidelines. You got to be with these guys. You got to be with these men, and you're supposed to be a competitor. Okay? Like, this is part of the problem that I have. Like, if you sign off to any of these crazy ideas that we've been hearing about, which, by the way, may very well be true when it comes to DePodesta and everything else, it's like somebody has to be in there and be with that team. And right now, guys, I do actually see a group of men that are trying to go out and win football games. I really am. I really do find passion there. And my problem has been the whole time this big brain level of thinking there where we just think, and I know it's the lowest common denominator, but our way is better than anything. It's like you got to be with the players. You got to see what's going on. I got one guy who's there. There's no way he could buy into just getting ready for next season and that's it, especially because you've been here 6 years now and the fans are losing their minds about what we continue to talk about 6 years in. And there's so many things that just keep opening back up to prior criticisms that we brushed away in the past. It's the same problems. And then you do have to ask yourself, maybe it is the offensive system. Maybe it is the head coach. Maybe it is the guy picking the players. Maybe it's the guy in San Diego who doesn't have boots on the ground with the fans here in Cleveland, with the team here in Cleveland, that actually doesn't pay attention to these guys and how they actually interact. That's the issue. And you're saying it, and you've been saying the same damn thing for 6 years, and every now and then it opens up and we think there's a chance, and then it goes right to hell. Why does that continue to happen? 216-474-0092. All right, all you guys coming up, I swear to God. And was it a dreaded vote of confidence? Did you see Diana Rossini's report over the weekend? Ken Carman, Tone Master General on the Fan.
Anthony Lima for QC Kinetics, where QC Kinetics, it is going to be the way to finally get a handle on your shoulder, knee, hip, back pain, any kind of pain associated with arthritis. You're finally going to be able to
might not be the answer for us. Do we give Shedeur Sanders an opportunity? You have to ask yourself that. Then you mentioned the trade deadline that looms a week from Tuesday. Are we now sellers at this trade deadline? Are we in asset accumulation mode? Because this was a game that I think was a pivotal one to get back into it for the Cleveland Browns, and they did not.
You can't say this is like the Bengals game or this is like the Vikings game where, it was only one play. No, that was not this game. They were thoroughly beaten by a better football team today. It'll be a fascinating bye week.
Yeah, it should be with Shedeur Sanders starting next week against the Jets. In 2 weeks, I should say. As long as his back's not locked up. It's up to you guys. You guys don't want to start him, fine. You got to give me a damn good reason, because this is... What we saw yesterday was outrageous. It was outrageous. It was an embarrassment to football. It was an embarrassment to you as a Browns fan. I took personal offense to it as a Browns fan. I think you should take personal offense to it as a Browns fan. Because if you think about this, you've sat through some crap performances over the last 26 years. You've sat through some real garbage. And that was as depressing and angry as I've been in quite some time. Because I saw a defense that was really trying to play their ass off. Drake May came in as the hottest quarterback going in the NFL right now, and they did everything they could to bring him to justice, and there were a couple of times I thought it could be a long day early, and they locked that right up, and then they still made it a long day because your offense was just that bad. So you have a two-time coach of the year running the offense, or Tommy Rees running the offense. I don't give a damn whoever it is, but if you got the two-time coach of the year running it, you better find a way that you could get a happy medium of offense with Shedeur Sanders, because I am sick and tired of hearing about the intelligence and all the other things of the quarterback out there who just decided to take himself a safety right there in the end zone without even trying to look down the field. When you have such a handcuffed offense that it's almost indescribable to look back on this years from now. I can't imagine it could be any worse. And even if it is any worse, at least I'll know. At least I'll know, and I'll have some curiosity satisfied here. And then I know I can really look forward to Mendoza or Simpson or Sellers or Dante Moore or whoever else you want to bring into the mix. At least I'll know. I can't continue to sit here and just accept all the other reasons that are given. Because I got a career backup playing, and he did what career backups do. Got figured out in 3 games. Really, it was 2. And then these last couple of games have just been, he didn't do anything to beat the... What did he really do to beat the Dolphins? Do we know? What did he really do? So your defense is 1-3 the last few games. It was all defense. And he got certainly figured out against us. So he's gotten figured out since the Vikings game. Is what that is. Okay, go right on ahead before we get to the calls.
They can't run the football, and if they can't run the football, then Dylan, most quarterbacks, it's hard when you can't run the football.
Now, do you think that's a scheme or a personnel thing?
For the Browns right now, they didn't look good. Think about it. They didn't look good against Miami running the football, with the exception of a couple special runs from Judkins.
Okay.
Like that's supposed to be a team you should run the ball easily against. They couldn't do it there either.
So are you saying maybe it's a personnel issue? Because that's still on Andrew.
Yeah, I know Schlereth was kind of saying Judkins need, like, it was the first time I've heard anybody kind of be critical of Judkins. He was doing it without like, he was doing it in the nicest way possible. Like, he didn't say that Judkins is some big problem, which I don't think any of us believe, but the way that Schlereth kept talking about it is he's a little too patient. Like, he's waiting as opposed to, for a big run, as opposed to trying to get, 4 yards here, 4 yards here, 4 yards here. Yesterday, it was 9 runs, 19 yards, and it felt like he was getting contacted behind the line of scrimmage every time. So I don't know how anybody could think that that's a Judkins problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, offensive line I thought was good in pass protection, but I didn't see a lot of holes yesterday. So you're asking me, what is it, scheme or is it the players? I just think they nothing. They almost need to figure out a way to get just so much more creative. Like, teams that go up against us, they're all getting a little more, they're doing the jet sweeps. They're trying to figure out other ways. McDaniels was pulling out all the stops in that second half. Like, those were the adjustments, and then it basically nullified anything our defense could do at that point. By the way, our secondary was not good yesterday. I know we're not talking a lot about our defense. The secondary, that was a poor secondary performance yesterday. Even Denzel, we couldn't cover. We couldn't cover at all. And that was with us getting to the quarterback. So that was weird. I don't know what happened yesterday. Did you think that at all?
I did not.
Feels like we weren't covering anybody.
I did not notice that as much as you.
Really?
Did. No.
I thought it was one of Denzel's worst games in a while.
It might have been. Well, you had the one situation where it was, I mean, that's a old style route that was run, the go and then the hitch inside that ended up leading to the field goal right before the end of the first half. That was annoying. Because, there should have been some things that are known. Yeah, you know what? Going back on it, I was just so hot about the offense.
Sure.
I think you're right. Because,
rightfully so.
Some of the inverted cover 2 stuff that got exposed yesterday. I think they had Josh McDaniels reaching in to find some things, but he was eventually able to find it. Because, again, when you're on the field so much, you're gassed. But I got to tell you, this is why you got to watch the games more than once. Sad to say in this case. Why you got to watch the games more than once? Because, again, I was just brooding over the offense after a while that it was hard for me to pay attention to anything else, I have to admit. Let me get to the phones here. Alvis in Cleveland. Hello, Alvis.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
We're doing well, Alvis, or at least as good as we can. Go ahead.
Okay, now check this out. Now, remember, I was just on here Friday. Remember what you asked? You said, will Dylan Gabriel's play change how we feel, right? Okay, now here we go. I already said it last Friday. He cannot see down the field. He can't see down the field. Yeah, the offensive line, they did good, you know what I'm saying, giving him time, but he cannot see down the field.
Mm-hmm.
He can't see down the field. The offense is stagnant. It is stagnant. The whole NFL, I said this Friday, the whole NFL knows our playbook. Kevin Stefanski needs to give the play calling up. And guess what? He's not going to go to Shedeur. He's still going to stick with Dylan Gabriel for the simple fact this is Kevin Stefanski's guy. Pure point blank.
So, now wait a minute. I thought I don't know if he even has the horses to do it. Like, listen, I'm not defending Stefanski. I don't want to turn this into a defense of Kevin Stefanski right now with you, Alvis. I thought he did try some tricks. The tricks ended up, the screen flea flicker was a sight to behold. Gage Larvidan having to take off, that was another thing that it's going to be hard for me to forget. I know that he did try some things, but the offense is stagnant. But at the same time, I still don't know how many guys that. I mean, you just have an inept situation under center or in the gun. I mean, there's no other way to say it. There's no other way to say it. That's why I want to see the other guy so bad.
No. Yeah, I want to see him too, but listen, what I'm saying is this, though. Listen, they can't run the ball because they can't throw down the field. If they'll stack the box up because they know they got a power running back in Junkins. So they're going to stack the box up, going to make Dylan beat them with his arm. He cannot beat nobody with the arm. Nope. That's why our running attack is nothing.
Yep.
If we can open up open up the passing attack, that will set up for the play action and the run game. But
you just said it. You just said it. But you just said it. You just said it right. And Alvis, thank you very much for the call, because I said the same thing to you last week when I said he's got to play well for them to be able to beat New England. So you're going to find out a lot here. And you got to find a quarterback that is respected by defenses. He was not respected yesterday. They got him figured out, and that was it. And that was after the first drive. Here's Mike Vrabel about those gimmick plays, by the way.
Taking advantage of the turnovers is huge. We got to take care of the ball better and continue to find opportunities. They hadn't turned it over. And then when their gimmick plays ran out, I thought we played pretty good defense.
Because he knows you ain't got nothing else. He knows
and then you can't convince me otherwise that Josh McDaniels didn't throw in their double pass after he saw ours get botched. Like that they had to be like, well, now I got to run it. I got to run it.
Probably. Oh, God. Sean in Cleveland, hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi, Sean.
Hey, I agree with Al.
Sean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sean. You have a bad connection. Try to get in later. 216-474-0092. Kevin on the free Odyssey app. Hello, Kevin.
Hello.
Hi,
you
Kevin.
guys a couple weeks ago said Stefanski's going to win the Super Bowl next year if we fired him in another city. So let's go ahead and find that one out. This is stale. If he were so good, other teams wouldn't be able to outcoach him almost every week. They lucked out that Tua had probably a career-worst game last week. That's why they won that. Is it Dylan? Is it Shedeur? Who cares? They're not going to win with either one of them. This team needs to be taken down to the studs, fire Andrew, fire Kevin. You need a new offensive line. You need a quarterback. You need wide receivers. It's great that Miles had 5 sacks yesterday. We learned that means absolutely nothing in the NFL. Miles throwing his helmet and having a hissy fit, that's great for TV, and he can be as mad as he wants. But his best for us was what we could get for him. We might win. We're not going to win with the Joe Thomas, Myles Garrett. We have the best.
Well, you can't trade him now. You can't trade him now, so it's over.
No,
now.
You can't. Yeah, he was so don't throw the helmet. Don't get mad because you gave that up.
Oh no,
and we're so dumb we gave that up.
Well, no, Kevin, thank you for the call. No, this is the most I've ever.
I don't get that at all.
This is the most I've ever empathized with Myles Garrett ever.
So
easily.
I don't understand why he's not allowed to be mad about their situation.
I totally disagree with Kevin. He should be mad about the situation. I'm mad about the situation. Guys, he is here now forever unless. Well, there is one diabolical trade, but I don't think that'll make you any happier, and I'm waiting for somebody to get too stupid on coming in hot to throw that at everybody. It's the same thing. We're all in the same boat now. You, me, him, all of us. There's no recourse for him. He could retire after this year, good God, but there's no recourse for him. This is it. So he knows it, and you're out there seeing all this go down, and I was mad yesterday. If you were still watching the game, you would have been mad yesterday. Go ahead, Tone. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have nothing to add there. It's just, I guess to me, like, of all the things to be mad about Miles, like, clearly we all agree he was dominant yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And he had a career high, set a franchise record, of course, in a blowout loss. So that kind of sums up the Myles Garrett experience, unfortunately, that they have squandered all these years of his dominance. And can you imagine him on a big-time team that's in the playoffs every year? Can you imagine how we'd be talking about him once people could see what he could do, once snow is on the ground, rain is on the ground, ice is on the ground, in January? And instead, it's going to be this, and he gets interviewed more than anybody on the team, basically. He's the guy. Like, he's the guy everybody looks at. If you look around the league, he's getting in years past, I thought people were sleeping on Miles. Not anymore. Everybody's like, he's dominant. He's a game wrecker. But it shows you in the NFL, one guy can't do it. But I don't understand people looking at him getting frustrated and say, well, he's not allowed to do that. Like, that just doesn't register with me.
No, I need somebody to do it. I need somebody to at least show that they care. And I right now, I'm seeing a lot of guys show that they actually care. You just can't do it. Your offense just cannot do it. And I'm ready to go see somebody else and see if they can't do it. And by the time that he's done either showing either he can, well, if he can, then we're all going to be farting through silk. And if not, then we'll just be in a better position to take a guy who hopefully we can see whether or not if he can do it. I mean, that's where we're at right now. You're 2-6. The season, as far as having a chance to really compete, that went out the window. That's done. And the New England Patriots did you a favor. Any of this crap about Dylan Gabriel being the franchise, that's anybody who even tried that, I told you, they were just mad at Shedeur or mad about the Sanders conversation, so they tried to do it with Dylan Gabriel and said that we were being disrespectful to Dylan Gabriel. No, I told you exactly what Dylan Gabriel was, and so did Tone. The only thing I would correct Kevin and Georgia on is that we didn't say it. I think it was Orlovsky or Ross Tucker who said it, about him not being here and him signing or him winning the Super Bowl somewhere else. I said Browns fans were more than ready to try that a few weeks ago. And it seems that this morning they're ready to try that again. Let me try to do one more in here real quick. Courtney in Wichita, Kansas. You're next up on The Fan.
Hey, man, I love your guys' show. I'm a diehard Shedeur fan, but you guys kill it, man. I will say this real quick. There's a couple of things I would say. First of all, there's a reason this hasn't happened since 2012, where a team has drafted 2 quarterbacks, RG3 and Kirk Cousins, because you create the narrative yourself. If Dylan was your guy, why draft Shedeur? Then you have no noise. So you created it. More importantly, I'm a diehard Bronco fan, but I remember this. The fans wanted a guy named Tim Tebow. Nobody else did. What was the energy like? He came in and ran off 7 in a row. Shedeur's way better than Tebow is throwing it, and he's got energy for that crowd, and those fans want to see him. You better go get that guy in the game and see what happens. I appreciate you guys. I love your show.
Courtney, thank you very much for the call.
That's good to hear that, because I did wonder a couple of weeks ago if some Shedeur fans were starting to think, he's going to look really bad with this team. With these receivers, that offensive line, who, again, I thought played well yesterday.
I'm sorry.
But no running game.
Well, that is the situation. Well, you wanted it. You're going to get it now. You're going to get the full Browns experience coming up. I hope that it's going to be set up better for you. I have my doubts.
Kenny,
but this is going to be on Kevin to get it figured out
Kenny,
when they do play him.
Well, no one has any faith in that right now.
They should play him in a couple of weeks.
But that's the hard part about it is for Shedeur, as a 5th-round pick, and with all the discussion that accompanies him, if he has a terrible stretch with this team in which, Flacco's looked terrible, and now obviously Dylan Gabriel's looked terrible, then that's it for his career. Like, he's not going to get another opportunity.
Was it a dreaded vote of confidence? Diana Rossini had a report. I tell you about that in 5 minutes next on The Fan.
Real estate market is very volatile. The rise.
is officially not the guy.
The Hawaii 5-9 experience needs to be over. I really, really, really hate having a quarterback that can't see over his linemen's heads. I don't know what's going to happen with Sanders. It probably won't be much better, but at least maybe they'll throw the ball down the field. A little more consistency.
The Cleveland Browns are the Titanic of the NFL. They just sink over and over and over again, and they got the anchor wrapped around their necks, and they're pulling us down with them.
You've heard that nickname before?
Yeah. In fact, I actually think that might have been around in college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a great line.
My God. Diana Rossini, she had a tweet back on the 25th, would have been Saturday. She wrote, it was a link to her article that she had from The Athletic. Said, quote, from my talk with Browns owner Jimmy Haslam, it's clear that he believes in Kevin Stefanski's ability to lead his locker room. Quote, Kevin's done a really good job with us, and we've had some tough breaks, Haslam said, referencing the Deshaun Watson trade. Do I take that as just what it is at surface level, or is that taken as a vote of confidence? The dreaded vote of confidence.
Well, notice he's not talking about his coaching. He's talking about leadership stuff. And, hey, the guys haven't given up. Okay, I don't really care. Like, at this stage, like, okay, hey, Miami's guys we thought had given up. Then the next week, they played really hard. Jets, we thought they had given up, and then they played really hard. So I think that's something that we like to talk about. Like, oh, lost the locker room. That is when you fire guys early in the year. Like, if you fire... That is one reason to fire a coach in the season. But after the season, I don't care about that. I'm not going to be like, well, they played really hard all year, but just played really crappy. Like, who cares?
If they were 6-2, but they gave up in those two, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
You got to be honest. I think it goes back to a term that he's used before, directionally correct. Do you believe they're directionally correct? Because if you were saying, you go back to it
what does that mean?
Well, because you said that they played really crappy. Well, that's also on the guy picking the players. I don't care what.
Sure.
The latest draft class was nice, but he's got to wear some of this as well.
It's all
their boss
growth.
has to wear some of this as well. When you go out to San Diego, I mean, all that's bad. And so by the end of the year, yeah, you have guys that are really good guys and who are really good quote unquote leaders. But something's missing, because if it was all fine, then they wouldn't be 2-6 and they wouldn't be blown out in 4 games this year. Guys have been blown out in 4 games. They've played 8. There's 9 to go. They've been blown out in half of the games. That's not competitive football. That's terrible.
In a league that's just not the way things go. These games are. I know there were blowouts yesterday, but this league. It's a league where all these games come right down to the wire, even when you play poorly.
Exactly. And I would love to sit here and to blame it on guys not caring. And maybe by the end of the year I will, but this is the type of thing that leads guys to not caring anymore. When the offense is just that inept. And so that's why it's like, hey, man, time for a change. Time for a change. Shador's ready. The only thing that I think could save him from that commentary is his back. I don't know how bad his back is. I slept funny last night. Mine's not very good right now. I don't know how bad his back is right now.
By the way, isn't this very weird?
What?
Like, I get from a Browns perspective, like, okay, they're going to be quiet on any kind of an injury, but this isn't just anybody. This is Shedeur Sanders. How did we find out the news like that?
Did it happen pregame or something?
This is the
thing.
Isn't
that what had happened?
How do we not know anything about it? This guy has a film crew. They're every day is a documentary.
Well, they probably haven't done that yet.
But with all the people that, with his level of fame and everybody around him, and he's always doing something like we don't know about his back. Like this came out of nowhere. That's very odd to me.
Well, yeah, it is odd, but it is the Browns.
How do we still not know today? Like right now, how do we not already know?
Maybe we'll find out more at 1:00. Are you thinking
Has he not told anybody? Did he not tell anybody that this was happening?
Wait a minute.
Well, he was listed as questionable before the game.
Okay, so then he wasn't active because of the back. So he's listed as questionable before.
Yes, that's what I've got an AP article right here. That
all right,
has him as questionable.
Well, we should find out by 1:00 today. Are you you can't claim anything? I don't know. I don't think there's anything nefarious here.
I'm just saying it's bizarre that the guy that sold all the most jerseys and has all these fans all around the country, and we don't know anything about his back. Like, this stuff is so in the NFL. We know everything about these guys all the time.
Well, the rumor mill was out there before that. There was a reason that there was. And that's the crazy rumor, right?
I didn't even see that.
I saw several tweets about. Well, they're not playing him because the trade deadline's coming up.
Can you? Oh, what?
God. That's what I saw on the internet, where craziness ensues. But after that was, of course, before the game.
I didn't go through all this to trade him. I ain't trading him.
Don't look at me like I'm saying it.
No one's going to trade him.
What I'm seeing.
No one's going to trade him for anything realistically good. I didn't go through all this to just trade him. I'm not finishing this year with Dylan Gabriel. Without having seen him, and Dylan Gabriel, Bailey Zappi, and Deshaun Watson. I'm not doing it like that. No. No one's signing, unless you just can't give the tickets away, no one's signing up for that. You might as well go down to Don Scott and play at the Field. You can't even get on Tom Benson. If that's the case, there won't be enough people to fill it up, to rent it out. I'm not, yeah, I am. At this moment, I'm talking about something that's at least entertaining, that at least gives you a chance. Because I look at the defense, there's no way. You look at these guys in the eye and you're telling me that Dylan Gabriel's going to be their quarterback going up against the Jets. You think the defense is going to be excited about something like that? I don't know, and they see everything that I don't, so maybe they might feel the exact same way about Shedeur Sanders, but I find it hard to believe they would. I know there's only so many buttons you can push to keep guys around, and it does seem early. It's only going to be November 9th when they play the Jets, but I have seen enough of this. And if you got figured out, you find a way and find somebody who can then, because I'm done. I can't. This is, no. Play him. If his back's good enough to play him. Get the icy hot, whatever we got to do. Get him ready for the Jets on next Sunday. Get him ready. 216-474-0092. I mean, you could. People are going, Ken, you guys are focusing on the wrong thing. Blame Stefanski. Guys, we can blame them all. I can't blame the defense, really. I can't blame Jim Schwartz, really. You want to blame Tommy Rees? Blame Tommy Rees. You want to blame Andrew? Blame Andrew. You want to blame Paul? Blame Paul. You want to blame Dylan? Blame Dylan. That's fine.
Well, and by the way, going into the bye, when you've had this kind of futility offensively, and it is now the identity of this team, like in those situations, if you're not firing the coach, normally the OC gets fired or there is a change of play calling. One of those things have to happen, right?
Do I have a fight that I'm going to have with Daryl coming up at I think, well, I want to ask that question when we come back. And am I going to have a fight that I'm going to have with Daryl at 8:20? Because something that he said I don't like, and I want to see if he's going to say it coming up at 8:20. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, take us with you to work on the absolutely free Odyssey app.
Still one more game.
felt like as long as we have a good first down, second down, we could use misdirection or another run, whatever. It puts the weight on them. And I feel like we did that early, and then it kind of got away from it. And then, but I just feel like if they put 6 down on the line, it's hard to run the ball. So you have to be able to have something deep or have just something. Again, I'm a right guard, not head coach. So I'm gonna let Kevin and Tommy do all that, and Coach Bloomgren. But it's just when you have a good plan, we had a good plan. It sucked when you get away from it.
Wyatt, I'd like to disagree with you. I'd like to take it a step further. I think we should just quick kick on second down and just get it over with.
Does he have that?
Haven't tried that yet. We've tried double reverse passes. We tried a flicker screen.
Yeah, think about what that tells you about their faith that he can actually go down the field and throw the ball.
He called did Siciliano call it a hot air balloon? Which one was he had two, the one that ended up to Isaiah Bond out of bounds.
Yeah. That 60-yard Hail Mary.
Poor Gerard looked so sad on the sidelines. Owen found that. I go, oh my God.
I remember watching it, and they were up 7-3. Yeah. And I went, oh, it's over.
Yeah, Gerard is thinking, wait, guys, I'm on the sideline. Don't run your routes or have the ball thrown to where I am, because I'm out of bounds. I work on the sidelines. You guys are on the football field.
Maybe he was aiming for Gerard.
Keep the plays on the field, not over by me, the sideline reporter. I'm not the on-the-field reporter. I'm the sideline reporter.
High-level IQ guys, maybe they were aiming for Gerard. Maybe there's something in there that says that he's open all the time and we should just throw it to Gerard. Who's got a better chances of making more catches next week, Gerard or Jerry Judy? 216-474-0092. Who will have more targets next week? Gerard had one. I'm going to mark it as one for Gerard. Mm-hmm. So Gerard got 50% of the targets that Jerry Judy got yesterday, because Jerry Judy got two.
Gerard's our
two of them.
Gerard is our Travis Hunter. Offense and defense. He does it both.
But when Jerry Judy eventually has... Jerry Judy's, I thought for a second he was getting close to it, and he hasn't. Jerry Judy's been quiet. And I'm waiting for him to have his meltdown.
Well, yesterday,
and when he has his meltdown, I'm going to go, I'm on Jerry's side.
Yeah, yesterday, Dan Lobby said that he tried to catch up with Jerry Judy after the game. He kind of ignored him.
Yeah, that's when you ain't got nothing good to say. You're going to try to ignore everybody because you don't want to cause a bigger problem than what it already is.
I guess Judkins refused to talk as well, so... he had a very frustrating day. I can't even imagine what he's thinking, especially, do you know how much of a gut punch that had to be to Quinshawn yesterday? That was the game that Travion Henderson got going. Travion Henderson has been buried on the depth chart in New England. And it's almost like they were saving him for this game because they knew he would have a good game. And I know he fumbled the ball in garbage time, but
whatever.
Almost like they waited all year because he was like third on the depth chart. So in some games, there were 3 other guys that got carries before he did.
Didn't make a damn bit of difference.
And then Judkins had no chance and had, 9 carries, 19 yards?
Yeah. Is that what he ended up with? 19? That's all he got was 19. How many times did we drop back Dylan Gabriel?
35 attempts.
36. He only got sacked once on the last drive.
Just do quick kicks on second down next week. See if that works. Haven't tried that yet. Ken in Jacksonville, Florida. You're next up on the Fan. Hello.
Hey, morning, guys. Hey, just a couple things. I wrote this down in the game. It was 30-7, and Gabriel was 11 for 18 for 75 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. At that point, they backed off, but just horrible. But I think that you guys sound like, you see Gabriel for who he is, but I think the key moment in that game that showed who he was that 4th and 15 at the end of the game, and he does a 5-yard check down. Mm-hmm. I mean, every guy sitting at home on the sofa with a beer is saying the same thing. Hey, what do? You can't take a sack. You got to throw it past the markers. I mean, right there.
Nathan was critical of it, too, because so I'm sitting home, and I'm with a beer, too, Ken. And so I'm watching, and Nathan was critical of it as well, going, there was no point in that. There was no point. What was the point of throwing that? It's pointless.
And I mean, this guy has shown he cannot make NFL throws. And, I'm listening to some shows, calling in, every time you go on Gabriel, then they say, well, then it's the offense. Well, if it's the offense, then it's Stefanski. Well, no, I mean, Gabriel should sit. They need to fire Stefanski, get rid of Barry, get rid of these damn Ivy Leaguers, get some football people, get rid of Podesta behind the black curtain in California. Stefanski has a 5-20 record last year and this year. This guy is 5-20. And we had our coach in the building last year, Ohio, born and raised, a Buckeye. We had our coach in the building.
Ken, the only thing I'll disagree with you on the entire call, and Ken, thank you very much for the calls, I don't think you'd have taken it. I mean, you gave him a front row seat to everything that's gone on. If you would have fired Kevin Stefanski and offered it to Mike Vrabel, I don't know if he would have taken it. I don't think he would have taken it. I really don't.
He was always going to New England. I know that's going to be annoying for people to hear.
Because he would have sat there and waited.
It was all set up for it.
You're going to go, let me ask you guys this. Let's go around the room real quick. Hey, you guys still got to pay most of the freight on a guy who's got $230 million left on his contract. The fans don't even want to see. Remember, this is last year. We don't have Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel at the time. You got to pay the freight on a quarterback that the fans don't even want to see, or Drake May. Is that a decision at all?
Yeah, end of story.
And they'll pay you just as much as we will, because it's the Patriots and they're desperate too. He grew up loving the Browns. There's no doubt. He loves Northeast Ohio. He also knows that the next job he was going to take could have been his last, because once you get the first job, people can always go after the first job and go, well, the stank got on him a little bit. Let's air him out a little bit, and then we'll bring him on into our situation. Todd Bowles, how many other guys do you see that happen to all the time? So he knew, but he knew he had to be careful, because after the second one, I don't know if you're going to get a third. He knows football. He knows the NFL. So he may love the Browns, and he may love the area, and I'm sure he does. I'm sure he loves all. I saw the pictures of him. I think it was at Walsh Jesuit last year. I saw those pictures. I'm sure he does. He wasn't staying here. No.
Well, he also played in New England for 8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, is a folk hero there before he even coached a football game. Like, guys, he was never. And then, if you're
going to... thing I disagreed with Ken on the call. Sorry, Ken.
I love this one. If people are like, every day, you guys aren't hard enough on ownership, Jimmy Haslam, how he runs this team and the organization, and you should be harder on, and then go, and he let another one get away in Vrabel. Well, wait, Vrabel was just here last year, working with the trash owner, according to the caller, right? The inept organization. Like, why would he want to be a part of that if he just saw it for a year?
He wouldn't.
Put some logic into that.
He wouldn't. That's
it doesn't
the
even
issue.
make sense.
Like, I'm sure there are guys right now who are looking at this going, oh, there might be a possibility there, and it's going to be hard to talk yourself into it until, they clean up some of these situations. One of those situations, but I'm not going to sit there and put it on him. He ain't playing, and fans don't even want to play this year. So that's a conversation for a different day. I got a really, really, really talented, the greatest defensive player in Browns history. He's really pissed off, so maybe I can get him to buy in if I'm taking over next year, and maybe I can salvage some of the guys on offense. Probably not. I don't know how many I can get of that. By the way, speaking of Miles being mad, this is the radio call, right? Here's Siciliano and Nathan on the radio call, Miles being angry.
Myles Garrett just slammed his helmet to the turf with two hands. Slammed it. Garrett's frustration, you can see from here, clearly.
So I got to see it before I heard it, because I'm listening down in the basement, and it's on a little bit of a delay from when I'm seeing it, even though I'm on a delay from everybody. So you guys all saw it before I did. And to see him very angry, I like it. I'm glad. Because anybody who's there for next year, there might be a chance to keep guys from going insane and just letting it just die.
I just want you to clarify.
What?
He did that after he was informed that he was not going back into the game.
Yeah.
So was he mad about the game, or was he mad he couldn't go and get more stats?
I'm sure there's a little bit of both that's involved in there, but I'm imagining he's not very thrilled about the game going on. They still got their starters.
I got to be honest.
Why can't I go back out there?
I would have liked to see the helmet throw way before that. I don't want that to be the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, you can't go accumulate more stats.
Safety from the intentional grounding in the end zone.
I've been like, we all would have thrown our helmet in that situation.
You know what, Anthony? I'm actually going to give you a chance real quick.
Oh, power rank the moments.
The moments that
you would have liked to see him.
Should have slammed his helmet for.
Okay. When he refused to throw the football to Bond until 8 seconds too late, and then it drifted out of bounds, and Gerard Cherry.
It was at Gerard. The pass was intended for Gerard.
The intended target was Gerard. I'm sorry, it wasn't.
You can't throw that. He filed his retirement papers. You can't even throw it to him.
And he's a safety, guys.
Yeah. For the Patriots. He was on defense for the Patriots in his career. That's true.
Yes. That's right. He was right home.
Still was throwing to the Patriots.
In the third quarter with about 4 minutes left, a Hail Mary, which is an odd time to script that. I do think they might have been trying to keep future defenses honest.
After going for it on 4th and 1 deep in your own end zone,
Yes.
then to chunk it up.
Yes. And then, then the last one goes without saying is the worst. I'm sorry, that's a worse safety than Dan Orlovsky. It's not going to get the run that Dan Orlovsky running out of bounds did. But can we get Dan Orlovsky this week, Keith?
You're going to end up in a different power ranking.
And ask him which was worse. Which of the safeties, because this was worse.
Well, you brought it up, Ken. Go ahead. Power rank the worst safeties in NFL history.
I can't believe he just did this.
Okay,
I cannot believe he just did. I just watched it again.
Yeah.
This is way worse than Dan Orlovsky running out of the end zone. Let everybody know. Dan Orlovsky was still looking for somebody to throw to. Anybody, and he just happened to run out of the end zone.
Trying to buy time.
And he was getting chased by Jared Allen, a Hall of Famer. So he has that going for him. Dylan just turns around and throws it to the sideline.
Let me see it again, Ken.
Watch this again. Watch this again. I know you guys can't see it. He drops back in play action. Looks, nope, bye.
Not even
throw it away.
He's not even under that much pressure.
Box.
Like, guy is like...
This is day one. I would have yelled at Carter Ski, our quarterback, for doing this. I'm not even an offensive coach.
That is an all-out panic.
Carter's in 5th grade. This is asinine.
That is such a panic. I don't belong on the football field play. I don't belong in the league play.
Who sees this
That's
play?
I don't belong in the league play.
Who sees this play and says, I don't want to see Shedeur Sanders?
That's when
Who sees that and says that?
That's when 8 years of college football got him.
8 years of college football. Well, if he might have had a 9th year, maybe he wouldn't do that.
True. By the way, the worst
He's got
safeties.
all this college football experience. Yeah, dropping back on play action and letting her rip to the sideline, still in the tackle box.
There's a 5-minute compilation video on YouTube that you should go look at.
No.
Jimmy Garoppolo's in there as well.
Of the worst safeties ever?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like Dylan Gabriel last night.
Dylan Gabriel just throwing it less than... That's a 15-minute compilation, him throwing it less than 10 yards.
Look at this.
As he's throwing the football, he's saying, I chose the wrong profession.
Is anybody around him? Max protect? No.
He's under no threat to get hit hard there. What the hell?
Because he doesn't want to throw. He doesn't want to get sacked.
Even Tua.
He doesn't want to throw an interception.
Tua would have hung in there a little bit longer.
He doesn't want to throw an interception, and he doesn't want to get sacked. So he decided, here's 2 points.
2 points. You can put it on the board. He's checking the scoreboard to make sure they accurately assess the 2 points. Like, they got that right. I'm giving them the 2 points.
Look at that.
That's why they call him
There you go.
Dylan Hot Gabriel.
You know what? He trusts his defense there. I stand corrected. He is trusting his defense. He's saying, you know what? We'll spot you 2, but we're going to play field position.
It wasn't even that. He knew Andre Schmidt had that onside kick in him.
Oh, that's right.
And he wanted to see it happen.
That's right. He's seen it all week.
The only thing No, he just threw it away. Because I think I got to watch it back on the All-22.
Does he know if he forgot where he was? Does he understand?
Is there a double move by Harold here? Is there a double move that I'm not seeing? Because he goes out of the screen and then nobody's home. Nobody's anywhere near it. Robert Spillane's trying to chase after him because he wants another pick.
What they do to help the quarterbacks out, to help them know that they're in the end zone, is there's normally a big logo of the team, of the place you're playing. And there it says Patriots there. So when you see that, Dylan, that means, and they spend a lot of time, they stencil, then they have to color it in to even bold it further.
Yeah, they do.
Now, some teams are more elaborate than others. Obviously, like in college, Tennessee Volunteers, they do the checkered board.
Right.
They're the Patriots. I think it's pretty obvious that he's in the end zone, and even with those context clues,
there you go.
He wasn't aware.
We got to paint our end zones. We got to paint our end zones like Oregon's, and then he's going to know. I got to keep looking down the field. I can't just get rid of this thing. I'm going to be in trouble.
Now there's also an umpire that's back there
because he's only comfortable in college. This is why Diego Pavia is fighting, by the way, to have more time. He don't want to do this. No. Keep me in college where it's safe. Because that's where this guy should be right now. This is, I'm going to go back and watch this on the All-22. Because I'm a masochist of some sort. It's either this or having Liz stomp on my grapes, guys. You pick. Lord Almighty. All right. Daryl coming up. Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun. Daryl's going to join us next.
Oh, it's going to be Victory Lap Monday from Daryl.
Wow, he picked a Browns quarterback to be bad. Oh, I'm glad he really stuck him out there.
Hold on.
And
Hold on. You and others were saying, is it time for Daryl to come correct? Was Daryl wrong about? No, Daryl wasn't wrong. He was exactly right. Zach Jackson was exactly right. A host of others who said how bad Dillon Gabriel was in practice. And then people are like, maybe he's just not a practice player. Maybe he steps it up in the games. Yeah, he steps it up to throw the ball away out of his own end zone when that's called a safety in the NFL because it's intentional grounding. That's when he steps up.
Okay, I'm going to watch this play coming up. I know we got to go to break. Oh, and I'm sorry. Hold on. Do I have it on the right play?
Kenny's watched it.
I think I have it on the right play.
52 times.
Here we go. Here goes Harold. Harold is going around him. Little out and up. That's what Harold ran. Wasn't a double move, just an out and up. No one was around. Let's just run the ball out of there. Got max protect on. Just run the ball out of there with Dylan Sampson.
Even if he's just running the out, Dylan's still 7 yards short of the out.
Yeah.
Is Gerard over there?
Gerard
the same
is not
spot?
there. I looked. Gerard is not over there.
Because we got a problem if he's confusing Gerard Cherry with guys in uniforms.
I'm open.
Got the onside kick, though. Got that onside kick, baby. Oh, we can't have Shedeur Sanders play. We'll really be embarrassed then, guys. Can't do it.
It was 1950 in the cold and rain when my father
sing it, Michael. I'm just gonna show you how to get an onside kick. Here we go again. Oh!
54, 65, 64. You can find the trophy on the
No one there. No one there. Just hand it. You should have just turned around, hand the ball. You just, here, you take it. That would have been better than what he did. All right. Daryl's up next. Now we're going to have some real fun. Daryl and 5 on the Fan.
92.3 The Fan, 2020 Sports.
2020 Sports. The Fan Rewind. Weeknights at 11.
Gabriel shotgun rolling out to the left, eyes downfield. Gabriel's gonna let it go. Hot air balloon down the sideline, and it is picked off by Hawkins.
All right, here's Daryl. Hi. Daryl's brought to you by Scheibin Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Hi, Daryl.
Hello, boys. Good morning.
What'd you think?
About
the game, Daryl. What do you think?
I agree with you, Ken. I'm kind of over watching Dillon Gabriel attempt to play football.
Kinda. Yeah. There's a kinda in there?
Yeah.
I'm done.
But
I'm finished.
Do I get to say I told you so? I told you guys this guy sucked. I told you in training camp.
Here it is.
I told you. And I got so much grief for it. He can't
Well, it was
play.
pretty early to say such a thing.
No, it's not.
Daryl,
No, it's
take
not.
off. The floor is yours. It's victory lap Friday. Or Monday, I should say, with Daryl Ryder. I've been waiting for this for a while, Daryl.
It's not too early. When you can't complete passes in practice, you can't play in the National Football League. Sorry.
Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going, Daryl. You got hate in your heart. Let it out. Let's go.
I don't have hate in my heart. I'm so frustrated that Andrew Berry did this. That Andrew Berry spent a top 100 pick on this guy. That Andrew Berry and the Browns are shoving this guy down fans' throats, trying to tell you, yeah, he can play. He's a serious guy. Like, no, he's not. You're not serious people. In the words of, one of my favorite shows on HBO.
Succession.
Succession. I can't. I can't do the Dillon Gabriel thing anymore. Put Shedeur Sanders out there. At least you might be entertained.
Yeah, thank you. That's all I've been saying.
You might be entertained.
I've been saying that.
It could go completely south. He may not be ready, but at least fans will be interested. There's nothing interesting about watching Dillon Gabriel run this offense. Nothing. I mean, I'll give him credit. At least he finally threw a ball more than 30 yards. It was a duck, and it got intercepted, but at least he tried. But, I told you so. I told you in training camp this guy wasn't it, and they used a top 100 pick on him and had the nerve to give him first-team reps in OTAs, talk about how, I'm still waiting for the supercomputer to show up on the field, too, by the way. How smart he is in that, which I'm sure he is, and he's a great kid. But this is just unwatchable. And you know what? Myles Garrett slamming his helmet at the end of the fourth quarter, sorry, Myles, but you signed up for this, and you believe that Andrew Berry can pick a
But I agree. Whoa. I don't think you thought that. I thought he saw money, and he was hoping, and, he signed for the money. Yeah. However, let me tell you this, though. We there's a lot. I think we'd not sympathize. There's no sympathy, clearly. I think people are getting it wrong this morning. It's not sympathy. It's empathy. Okay? There's a lot of people in the area who stay doing what they do just because of the money.
Yeah.
In Northeast Ohio. And they're all Browns fans, too, and they were all very angry yesterday. I think he empathizes with Browns fans more than he ever has.
Yeah, I don't get it. And then, what do you expect Kevin Stefanski to do with that, too? In the receiving core.
You tell me. I don't know.
Right? I mean, so not only do you, and then Kevin has to get up there and he has to defend these ill-equipped players. I kind of feel bad for him as well, because, he can't go out there and tell you what it really is. But, I can't with Dillon Gabriel. I hated the pick when they made it. I hated watching him lay eggs during practices in training camp, and I hate watching him try to play NFL football. He is a backup quarterback. Put him in there, play a game or two, that's fine. But to try and sell him like he's some starter in the making in the National Football League, and for Jimmy Haslam to say what he did last week about no, I'm not giving it a chance. I'm not. Here's the other thing too. There's maybe 4 throws in the 4 weeks that I can say that's an NFL throw. That's a great throw, and a couple of them are touchdowns, but there's no gleam with this kid. There's no there's a bright light there. And by the way, he's no better on start 4 than he was start 1. So I can't with the Dillon Gabriel nonsense. And that's exactly what it is. It's nonsense. And they're feeding it to fans. And Browns fans deserve better.
So what does this mean for somebody like Shedeur if every time we hear anybody who gets any info from the Browns, they say, oh, yes, Shedeur, he's just too far behind.
Right.
What does that mean for Shedeur if this is what Dillon Gabriel looks like?
Exactly.
Then there's a problem with the offense, and there's a problem with the coaching. Okay, you got the guys you got, and put them in a position to be as successful as they possibly can. You guys all got excited about Dillon Gabriel. Oh, it's processing this and all that. Daryl, you're right. Okay, you're right. Maybe you weren't necessarily giving the best bedside manner, but you ended up being right. Okay, but I still got to get a guy from point A to point B before I realize, or as close to it as I can before I'm like, okay, the guy just isn't good. Because I can just about blame everybody. I'd like to narrow it down if I could.
Well, here's the other problem. Joe Flacco looked like he was completely washed in his starts here in Cleveland. He's gone to Cincinnati, and he looks like Joe Flacco from 2023.
Looks great.
Like that's the other problem I have, is you traded him to a division rival, and they lost to the Jets yesterday, but he looks like he still has something in the tank. And it was non-functioning here. And again, I blame Andrew Berry. You put that receiver room is embarrassingly bad. They keep throwing the football to Isaiah Bond. Why? He got hit in the side of the helmet at the goal line because he wasn't paying attention a couple weeks ago. But yeah, let's keep giving him reps. You know, Jerry Judy, I think it was Dan Lobby from Cleveland.com posted how he tried to stop Jerry walking out of the locker room, and Jerry just kind of wanted to keep going. I don't blame Jerry. Running these routes all day, and he can't even get balls thrown to him. And yes, he's been inconsistent catching the ball, and I understand that. But he is the best receiver you have. And checking 2 targets yesterday. Like, what the hell you doing out there? So maybe this is all part of the grand plan. Maybe they don't care about winning this year. It certainly looks like offensively they don't care about winning based on what Andrew Berry has put on the field. And it's the bye week, so it's time for Andrew Berry to come out of the Batcave and get front and center and answer some very difficult questions, because he's responsible for this.
He's going to talk, right?
This is year 6 for this, okay? And he inherited a ready-to-winning team and offense, and in year 6, we're to tear down, rebuild. And that's inexcusable. That is an awful job by him as a general manager.
Not good. Daryl Ryder, brought to you by Shab & Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Yes.
All right, let's talk about Myles Garrett. Franchise record 5 sacks. That first half, he single-handedly collapsed that defense, that and the Schlesinger interception.
Yeah.
That's how crazy good he was playing. And then by the end of the game, he's throwing his helmet. He was not happy at all that he got pulled from the game when the other team kept their starters out there. What'd you think of everything we saw down the stretch and after the game?
Myles Garrett's a future Hall of Famer. The statistics he continues to compile, the history he continues to make, is phenomenal. It's just a shame the Cleveland Browns are wasting his career like they wasted Joe Thomas's career, like they wasted Joel Bitonio's career. Because that's what this organization does. They waste people's time and they waste people's careers. And it's a shame. It really is. But to Ken's point earlier, he signed up for it. He stayed for the money. So he has to live with the frustration. But it's not getting better this season. And I certainly don't trust Andrew Berry to pick the quarterback next year, because I've been completely unimpressed with the work he's done in that room over the last 6 years. So, and that's what you need. That's what this team needs. It needs quarterback. It needs some receivers, too. And outside of trading for guys, Andrew Berry couldn't draft a receiver to save his life either. The next one that he drafts that actually works out will be the first. So, the Amari Cooper trade was good. Absolutely. Well, you got one good year out of Jerry Judy, but I mean, for the folks that want to talk about firing Kevin Stefanski over all this, I don't know how you can't fire Andrew Berry too. Then, if you fire Kevin, you have to fire Andrew. If you,
I don't think
Kevin,
anybody's really having
Andrew.
that. I mean, you might find some corners of the internet having that argument, but man, you gotta talk about both of them if you're going to have that conversation. But
they're joined at the hip in my view.
I'm sorry,
and
Daryl. I mean,
that.
listen. I like Kevin. I like Kevin a whole lot, but this is silly. It's all silly, and you're 6 years into the thing. Like, I'm not going to absolve Kevin of the responsibility of this stuff, because again, you said it. Like Zach Taylor, I do not think is a great football coach, and Joe Flacco looks fine. And yeah, I know he's got wide receivers, but Joe Flacco looks fine.
Yep.
Other guys have left the Browns and somehow look fine. I mean, Tyler Huntley looked like a passable NFL quarterback yesterday. And, we're going to have an argument about Shedeur coming up here, but and if he doesn't look good, you're always going to have to wonder. But I don't know. I'm just so sick and tired of, I don't have this, I don't have that, we don't have this, we don't have that, but somehow they go to other places and they end up being somewhat successful.
Yeah, how funny.
So he's got to wear
works.
some of it too.
Yeah, and look at the receiving yesterday. I'll just go through it real quick for you. Jamari Thrash, the most, he had 3 targets, 2 catches, 31 yards. Isaiah Bond, 4 targets, goose eggs. Jerry Judy, 2 targets, only 2 targets for your number 1 wide receiver. Now, what are you doing offensively? Well, that's it. You threw the ball to 3 receivers yesterday. I don't. I mean, and Dylan Gabriel sucks so bad as a quarterback that even when you run trick plays, they can't even get to the second part of the trick play. Think about that. He had to throw a flea flicker into the turf, and then they tried the double pass, and they couldn't even get the second pass.
I enjoyed the double pass attempt.
I'm all for the trickeration, but it just again speaks to the incompetence, right?
No, I didn't care about the play. I just liked them trying to pull it off.
Yeah, well,
that was fun to me.
They can't even run a. They can't even run a double move up the sideline.
Gage Larvadan did what was right with the football and just decided to take off. He saw it wasn't open, and he decided to take off.
Yeah.
Should he be working with Dylan Gabriel? Daryl, that's a question I need you to answer on Friday. I thank you very much for the time. Take care.
I will. I might have a beverage or 2 with me on Friday.
Wow, Daryl's going to come in drunk. I'm looking forward to it. Daryl, thank you.
You bet, guys. Enjoy the bye week. No loss next week. It'll be a happy Monday a week from today.
Daryl Ryder, brought to you by Scheib & Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Should you have given him sweet chin music for that joke?
No, he's perfectly within his rights to make that.
It's a terrible joke.
What are you talking about?
You guys, I'm going to let you guys know.
Daryl.
Anybody who, you know exactly how much you want to hang out with that person when you go to work and that person goes, hey, Browns can't lose this week, huh? 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 You're like, yeah, we're never going to spend time together.
But I disagree with them that
we're never going to do
they'll
that.
figure out a way to do something this week on the bye week. It's the trade deadline coming up, Ken.
Okay, fair. Whatever. Hey, Garrett Wilson. 216-474-0090. Just say a name, make you feel better. Just make you feel better. All right. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, I got to get your thoughts on Brian Kelly. Just 2 minutes on Brian Kelly, okay? At some point, 2 minutes on Brian Kelly. Can you absolve Kevin of any of this? What a question. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, live on the Fan.
92.3
I can't with Dillon Gabriel. I hated the pick when they made it. I hated watching him lay eggs during practices and training camp. And I hate watching him try to play NFL football. He is a backup quarterback. Put him in there, play a game or two, that's fine. But to try and sell him like he's some starter in the making in the National Football League, and for Jimmy Haslam to say what he did last week about no, I'm not giving it a chance. When you can't complete passes in practice, you can't play in the National Football League. Sorry.
Said he hates watching NFL football or watching him attempt to play NFL football.
Be careful.
Judas Priest.
Around that chicane.
When you can't complete passes in practice, you can't play in the National Football League.
I think Daryl wants apologies from everybody.
Should I apologize to Daryl?
Daryl caught a lot of flack.
Should I have apologized to Daryl? He's just with us live.
Daryl was reporting what he saw every day, and there was pushback from the homers. Let's be honest, it was the homers. The Andrew Berry supporters. Let's be honest. The laser beams, laser eyes. That's what it was, wasn't it? They just assumed Daryl was lying. That's what I don't get. Did you guys think he was making it up when he was telling you how bad it looked?
I just didn't like how strongly he worded it, okay?
Well, I saw some people.
I just didn't like how strongly he worded it.
Some
It
people
was a little
said
much.
he was being unprofessional. And I think Daryl wasn't going far enough.
When you can't complete passes in practice, you can't play in the National Football League.
That's plenty far there, isn't it? Wouldn't you think? 216-474-0092. Am I wrong to even say he's going to be a career backup?
Well, for the rest of his career, he'll be a backup.
I understand that, but I've said like 8 years.
How long's the career?
Yeah, how long's the career? Because
2 years, 3?
Yeah, because if you're just a backup for a season, that ain't gonna for one more year. That ain't gonna do it.
But
Third
here's what
round
I don't
pick.
get: why wouldn't you just want a taller backup?
I don't know.
Why would you want a short backup?
Because he was supposed to be able to process it all. He was supposed to be really smart.
He was processing. Wait, is the safety 1 point or 2 points? It's 2 points. Do we get the ball or did they get the ball? They get the ball. I'm good with the safety.
Processing. I can't see.
Hey,
I can't see.
You want to sit there? Did you want to see him play any more that day?
No.
And did you want to see him play any more that day? No. So he got himself off the field as quickly as he could in that moment. You guys have a problem with that?
And then they onside kicked it and he came back onto the field.
Ladies and gentlemen,
he walked right back out there.
This is the draft pick of all draft picks. This is 4D laser eyes right here, buddy. You say you don't want him on the field, he's going to get off the field. He's going to make sure he gets off it. That's laser eyes right there, buddy. Dillon Gabriel 4D laser eyes chess right there. 216-474-0092. Cole in North Royalton. Hello.
Morning, fellas. What a beautiful morning.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
It's gorgeous. Football season in full swing in Northeast Ohio. Anyway, here's my question, because Daryl, he's not wrong with anything. He's not wrong to get upset. He's been screaming it from his soapbox all season.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, though. He's the guy in the room. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this man attends press conferences and asks questions. Why doesn't he ask this? Why doesn't he ask, what's the goal for the season? I mean, he said himself, he doesn't even know if we're trying to win. Ask him. At the beginning of the year, it's not the most unreasonable thing to say, hey, what are we trying to do this year? You know? I mean, when Dan Campbell was hired in Detroit, he sat there and he said, we're going to start with the division. And once we win the division, then we're going to set our sights a little higher. And they set up goals, and they accomplish them. Every week, I hear the same stuff. The guys who are in
it did take him a while to accomplish them, Cole. You got to give it did take about a year and a half.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean,
I understand what you're saying. I don't mean to bog it down. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. All I'm saying is you're right. It takes time. You got to start at the bottom. I mean, let's use the Lions, for example. I mean, they sucked the first, like you say, year and a half. But you got to start somewhere. Like, we're bad. We're a bad team. And we were good. Like, we had building blocks. They weren't good enough, right? You know, I'm not trying to rehash the whole Baker thing, but Baker won 11 games. We went to the playoffs. We beat the Steelers in the playoffs. A year later, things didn't go as planned, so we just tore it all down. We needed a shortcut. We needed a better quarterback.
Cole, if
so
Daryl walks...
instead of taking shortcuts, can't we just build? But to build, you have to see signs of progress. And I don't know what progress is because I don't even know what the goals are.
Yeah, but Cole, if Daryl walks in there today and goes, what are your goals this year? What do you think Stefanski's going to say? You know what he's going to say.
I think Cole just wants him on record, apparently.
But there's a little bit of a dance to this whole press conference things. You see this everywhere on the internet, too, and in the chat rooms and all that. People wondering why the media doesn't ask this or that. Guys, you don't go on a first date and go, so is this going down tonight afterwards or what? Like, that stuff doesn't happen. There's a little bit of a dance to it all.
Of course.
This is all entertainment.
Listen, I understand that. I'm just saying, are we not sick of the same thing? I mean, how many years has it been of every single season? It's the same crap. I mean, Stefanski, every week, we got to be better. How?
What
does that mean?
Because Cole,
we got to do better. Does somebody ask how?
Cole, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk down to you.
They do have to be better.
No, they do. But he's reached this point where he knows what he has, and what he has ain't much, and he knows the situation's bad. And hey, that doesn't absolve him of any of the responsibility, Cole. But I don't like to make a big. And Cole, thank you for the call. I don't like to make a big deal as much as others about when he says, we got to get better. And I didn't really even like to do it when a lot of other guys did it. Because you reach a point where you kind of are what you are, and there's not much more that you can do, and there's not much more that you can say. And he's trying to get through the press conference. That's all he's trying to do. That's not a defense of him. He's not doing a good job. The players that are picked have not been doing a good job. There is some gold there, but that ain't enough to satisfy anybody. You're 2-6. You still have an expensive football team. It's terrible. It's a terrible situation. I'm just explaining. I know what he's doing. We've been around it long enough. And the next coach that comes in, if he comes in here and fails, he will find himself his own phrase to say over and over again until that's over. Most of them do it. They're just trying to get through the press conference, and that's what they say. And it's a shame. It's a terrible situation. That is not a defense. It's just the truth. When he says, we just got to be better, he's telling you, we ain't good. We ain't good, and this is the nicest way that I can say it. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima. Take us with you to work on the free Odyssey app where, hey, the one saving grace of Dylan Gabriel could still be a dreadful thing for Browns fans.
Anthony Lima for the Young Team. Ryan Young, Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, good buddy of mine who I implore you, connect with him immediately if you are looking. players available via Zoom. That is coming up today at 1 p.m. Tuesday. No scheduled availability as of right now. Nothing on an Andrew Berry press conference. We expected to get something today, and as of right now, we have nothing from Andrew Berry.
The trade deadline, hold on. The trade deadline is Tuesday, November 4th.
Yes.
Election day. Election day.
I'll be in New York City voting.
So maybe it will be. Yeah, I knew you'd do it. I knew you'd do it. I knew you'd do it.
Very interesting mayoral race
They
there.
need to get Corrali. They need to get the camera on Corrali. I mean, he is.
Oh, God, no.
He is the Glenn to your Tom Green every time you make a joke. He just sits in the window laughing at everything you say.
Glenn. That's amazing.
Maybe he's going to speak after Tuesday?
It'd be a great thing to talk about on our regular show.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh,
I
sorry.
forgot
Go
he's
ahead.
got an update
Corrali,
to do.
I apologize.
Corrali,
Unless you want to take calls,
you want to
Corali.
tell him about Mamdani? You want to do that?
Does he want to
I know
take
you
calls?
want to.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can also find 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, get the best content from our show each and every weekday. Watch these guys 6 to 10 a.m.
Bro,
and
you
afternoon
getting
drive
engaged?
2 to 7.
Let's go wrap this up.
You're
I am
engaged?
Yeah.
How old are you?
23.
Wow. Toad, what are you going to do? You going to try to talk him out of it? Hey, are you here this week?
I am, yeah.
All week?
Pretty much, till Thursday.
Oh, we got a bye week coming up. Andrew Berry ain't even talking, buddy. Lima's going to try to talk you out of it.
We'll
It's coming up
see
on the
what
fan.
happens. That's 92.3 The Fan on YouTube.
Glenn Humplick.
Mine sports news every
Worked at
20
the
minutes
phone
on The
company.
Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Matt Corrali.
The bye week is here, and the Browns are searching for answers. Which domino will fall first? The most sports talk in the CLE. 92.3 The Fan.
Looking for a winner. Who wants to see Cavaliers taking on the Toronto Raptors Friday, October 31st, 7:30 p.m. at Rocket Arena. Enter the code word DEFEND at 923thefan.com before 10 a.m. Your chance to win a pair of tickets to that game. Tickets available at Cavs.com. It's all from the Cleveland Cavaliers and Sports Radio 923 The Fan. You have till 10 a.m.
All righty. Get to go see the Cavs. Hell of a time. Okay, trade deadline's coming up on Tuesday. Maybe he's talking after the trade
November
deadline.
4th.
November
Next
4th.
Tuesday.
Next
Yes.
Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Lima will be in that day. He will be in. Okay. They're showing this. I knew you were going to love it. Anyway, what the hell? So maybe he's going to speak then? Maybe Tuesday after the trade deadline?
I imagine so.
Think so? Tone? Or Owen, what do you think?
Probably Wednesday, yeah, after trade deadline.
But we
Okay.
will not hear from him this week, which has been a staple of their bye week media.
Getting ready for the Jets.
Yes.
Yeah,
True.
but
maybe they're saving it to, it's at 4 p.m. on November 4th, which is next Tuesday. Maybe he speaks at 5.
Well, you better talk at one point here soon because the fans. The fans demand answers, so it's got to be over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, like why'd you draft Dylan Gabriel in the third round?
I did it for Kobe Altman. I'd have to do it for him. Like, when are you talking? When are you talking?
Yeah.
Kobe Altman. Remember, it was 11 days after the game, after the season ended a few years ago. So if I did it for Kobe, I just got to be fair. It's like you're gonna have to say something. If you want to wait until after the trade deadline, I can understand. But if we just get to the Jets game and there's no conversation out there, it's like, well, come on. You're 2-6. Your quarterback situation is a total disaster. Well, I can't say a total disaster. I haven't seen Shedeur Sanders yet. So your situation is trending towards bad. You got a couple of good picks, but you're going to have to answer for this. You got to say something, sir. 216-474-0092. So we'll find out next week because apparently there's no availability after today. For the rest of this week, I would imagine after the trade deadline, before the Jets game, he will speak. Am I correct in that? Are you agreeing with me? Or are we moving on?
I don't know. We'll see. I'd like him to.
Nah,
we don't like him to.
All right. 216-474-0092. I think the only saving grace of Dylan Gabriel could still be a bad thing for Browns fans. I can't help but think, and this is where, it starts to fall, like, I can't just blame it all on Dylan Gabriel. Like, there's plenty of blame to go around. I think you can look at Kevin Stefanski and wonder, because of the success, or even the relative success, even the passability from other players in other situations, especially other quarterbacks from other situations. I think you can do that. And I don't think that this is trending in the right direction. You know, my concern with Kevin has been I don't know if you have the horses to innovate. Maybe you don't. Where has been the innovation? Just because a guy can't run your offense doesn't mean that he's not usable. I mean, your version of an offense. I mean, if he can't run an offense, a guy can't run an offense. Whoever that QB may be. Of the quarterbacks you've had in 6 years, if they just ain't capable of doing anything, they ain't capable of it. There are guys out there like that. We might even have a few over the last 6 years, certainly. But if we can't move, it seems very Pat Shurmur. If we can't move from one certain offense to another to help guys out, it goes back to Shurmur with me. And that's repeating that situation all over again. Now, Kevin, by and large, has been reasonable. I think Kevin has done a decent job at times, but I think now that you have a lot of questions, and you're 6 years into this thing. So 6 years into this thing, one, most guys don't even make it to 6 years, so give you that accomplishment. The other thing of it would be, it's really put up or shut up time, because most of the teams that have been with a coach for 6 years, they're making playoff appearances and they're getting ripped by their fans. You haven't even made playoff appearances last year, or it's not going to be this year either. So usually you're a perennial playoff team that makes deep runs. See, everything about this is in a bizarro twilight zone, because you operate as if you are a playoff team and you're not. You're the exact opposite. And we're talking about, and I know I love to give Mary Kay a hard time. Well, the second Super Bowl window was supposed to open here. This way. Hey, man, you could talk about how it could have been. This is how it is. You're 2-6. You're bad. You have players who are really, really mad right now. So at least you got that going for you. And that's the only thing you have going for you. And that seems like that's going to be on borrowed time. Because I'll tell you what, if you go out there and you have the same offensive performance, you lose to the Jets, that's it. The fans won't even care. Well, excuse me. A lot of the fans are dipping out anyway. But the players won't even care. There you go. So you, like Sean McDermott. How long Sean McDermott been with the Buffalo Bills? 7 years?
Yeah.
And they call for his job all the time. And they make deep playoff runs. So it is not outrageous when fans call in wanting them gone. It's just the and what would you do? Like we've always said, anybody can call in and say they want the coach fired, but it's the and. And my issue is you just can't, you operate as if you're a playoff team, but everything you do says you don't, and you can't operate as a playoff team. Because you're not.
Well, yeah, but always
you're 3-14. You're the exact opposite.
I know. The Stefanski case was always that he was exponentially better than all the slop that we had running up and down the sidelines for years. He was way better.
But that's not a high bar.
It's the lowest bar imaginable. Browns head coaching, I mean, that's the lowest bar. And the reality continued to be that there was so much dysfunction before between the owner, organization, and coach. And now, because he and Andrew Berry have always come off on the same page, they haven't had that dysfunction, but they are sustaining the losing. The losing is back, and now it's a lot of losing. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of ways out of this, even with a pretty good rookie class that Berry has put together. They clearly none of that matters until you get a quarterback. And they went and drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, and now he's thrust into the starting spot because they traded the guy who was the starter at the beginning of the year. You've had how many quarterbacks already this year on the roster, 2 of which are now on other teams that have already won games this year. Yeah. That's weird. Everything about that is weird. So while not dysfunction the way that we're typically used to it with the Browns, it is a different type of mess. And I question, we wonder, is the arrow going to point up? Is this going to be a job that people want because of the 2 first-round draft picks? No, it's tough. It's tough because
you're still in a tough spot with your roster.
Well, yeah.
And we're talking about possible trades and all this other stuff. Like, I can't just go trade away my entire offensive line before I put Shedeur Sanders out there. Now, you have to get something figured out, because Joel Bitonio, this is his last year, more than likely, I would say. I'm personally about 99% sure, even though he hasn't said anything to me about it. But I think we all kind of know it, right? Okay. So you got that. You got Wyatt Teller, who I guess you can sign and you might have to sign, because I don't know where else you're supposed to find these guys at. DeJuan Jones, poor kid, can't stay healthy. Nobody else. Ethan Posick, you could probably trade him and install Luke Whippler. They like Luke Whippler. Didn't get hurt or anything recently, has he? Because somehow I missed some of these guys on this, and I just want to make sure.
Two special team snaps.
Okay, I just want to make sure there. But, I mean, you look at some of this. This is going to be a Phelpsian enterprise. I might have to go through and just highlight the guys who I expect you could build around and what the situation is. Because I'm not sure if there's that many, to be honest with you. Damn. 216-474-0092. This is a tough situation. And when I say it, and I said it, it's been a while since I've said it, but I've said it too often in the past, one hand washes the other. I could sit here all day and say the players aren't good enough for Kevin Stefanski. Then I could see the game plans and go, man, you really are running this offense, and it's not really helping the guys. You're doing things and putting guys in positions to not be successful in so many ways. The thing is, when they put Shedeur Sanders out there, and they eventually should, when they put Shedeur Sanders out there, you're going to have to change this offense. You're not going to have him up under center doing play action and all that other stuff. So if you do that with him, well, then you're going to have more hell over it than a little bit, because you do have a massive fan base with Shedeur. People who are calling in, they say, guys, I'm a big Shedeur fan, happy to find you. Now, that's great. But you're not going to do yourself any favors, because then you're not even putting your player in the best position possible. So even though I'm disappointed and demoralized by what's gone on yesterday with Dillon Gabriel, and frankly, 3 of the 4 games that he's been in, I'm demoralized by. I could say all that. I still have something in the back of my mind to asking me, is he in the best situation suited for him? Or, and this has happened with a lot of guys, are we stuck in the past and we can't get into what you need to have success with quarterbacks for the future? You're going to have to make a decision in this league to acquiesce to what these players are coming from college, because it is a different animal now. And I don't know if Kevin's done that. And frankly, if I'm drawing conclusions, I got to say no, based on what you know who's doing down there. And I know he's got better weapons. Again, one hand washes the other. 216-474-0092. You guys coming up next. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima. And I got to get you on record about Brian Kelly. All right, 60 seconds on Brian Kelly. Ken Carman, Tone Master General. It's Fat and Thin in the morning on The Fan. Friends,
The Bucks 118-113 to win their second straight last night. Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley both scored 20-plus and got a win, with Giannis Antetokounmpo nearly getting a triple-double with a 40-point performance. Tonight, 92.3 The Fan, it's Westwood One's coverage of Monday Night Football as the Chiefs will welcome in the Commanders. Headline sports news every 20 minutes on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Matt Corrali.
Yes, we need to do a better job. I need to do a better job, obviously. I'm going to keep calling plays, but I want to stress we have to get better. For us, the focus is on being better. The big focus for us is we have to be better. I think we're 2 games into this season. We are definitely going to be playing better as a team as this season goes on, and certainly the goal is to always get better. We need to all be better. We need to coach better. We need to block better, catch better, run better, all the above. We need to be better. I understand the question. We have to play better as an offense. We have to coach better on offense. Is that a yes then? My focus is on making sure this offense plays better.
Is that a yes then? Sorry.
That wasn't just yesterday. That's been all season.
Yeah.
And probably for 6 years.
Sit down. Chat's a madhouse right now on YouTube. Watch us on YouTube if you're just getting to work. 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. A lot of people getting in. I'm going to get to the calls here in a second. I got to tell you, I want Shedeur to play. I'm done with this Dylan Gabriel stuff. A career backup got figured out. I ain't going to guarantee that it's going to be any better. I can guarantee you that it's going to be more interesting than this. This is embarrassing. This is terrible. It's disinteresting. I don't think it's even funny. At least I might. Well, no, you know what? I did have a lot of laughs at courtesy of the safety and the onside kick that worked. Arnett. There's nothing that's funny about this offense. This offense is terrible, and the head coach is an offensive guy. And honestly, I don't know if I trust Tommy Reese with the offense that take it over. I know you could say what makes it any worse. Okay, fine. That's actually a valid argument because I've said it before. I don't care if it gets any worse now. You're 2-6. You're 2-6. So if it gets any worse, fine. Guess there's more in the kitty for the draft or more in the kitty for proof for people who are against the people in charge. Because it seems to be untenable at this moment to keep him around, other than Shedeur Sanders' back is really injured and he can't go in 2 weeks. If he can go in 2 weeks, damn it, he should be playing.
Honestly,
this
I
is
wonder,
just awful.
I wonder what the spirit of everybody in there, not even just on defense.
Exactly.
When looking at the situation right now and seeing Flacco throwing the ball up and down the field for Cincinnati. I know it was in a loss yesterday, but he was awesome. Man, he had a bunch of victimized by a bunch of drops too, but he still aired it out and looked good. And yet we're sitting here starting Dylan Gabriel, and then the guy behind him, the Browns have basically told everybody that he's way behind. What must that locker room be like right now with that situation? I bet you there were people yesterday who's like, get Zappy in the game. Get that guy. He's had good games. He's had good NFL
on
games.
The team.
Yes. Yeah, get him in the game. What are we doing? Why are we even putting him out there?
Give me Teller 04. If we can get Teller 04 in there. You got veterans saying you can't be dropping back all the time because he knows he doesn't have much faith in him. He can't see it. I would say, well, you cut off half the field with Joe. You cut off all the field with Dylan Gabriel. You can't see it. And the deep balls that he throws, they're prayers. They're prayers. Because he don't know where guys are at. Play the clip.
I feel like whenever that happens, you get down or you get upset, and I just never see Dylan get like that. He's always the same person. I love that, especially as a young guy. To come in with that kind of mentality, it's something special. I love him. I think that he's a great quarterback. I feel like, we can't ask him to drop back 70, 80% of the time because that's a lot on him. That's a lot on anyone.
Good guy. No. You're a good guy. Can't be having you drop back. I really wouldn't want to drop back anybody, but I wouldn't want you to drop back that many times.
What
Good guy.
What do they want him to do then? What are they supposed to do? Because they couldn't run the football. Holy cow. They were getting 1, 0, or negative yards on almost every carry.
And that was part of what Teller was saying. Here's another clip from him. I just want to play. This is Teller 06.
Please.
It's about getting away from the original game plan.
Yeah, they showed up into a base front early on, and then kind of got to sub later on, kind of being like, hey, we're going to stop the run on first down, and then you're going to have to make the decision on second and third. And it just felt like some first drive, we didn't get away from anything. It was like, all right, fine, we'll do this, do that. Had an explosive run, good passes. It's just, again, whenever you don't have, we ran a stutter into, it just felt like we were lining our plays up, and coach is really good at that.
But he's telling you they were stacking it from the beginning. The first drive, it looked great, right? They went right down the field. They scored a touchdown.
Well, he said base front, and then he said they started with the base front, and then they started doing it, which means, again, they knew what was coming. They knew you can't do anything with this quarterback.
6 guys on the line.
Yeah. So we'll stop the run. You go ahead and you throw.
6 guys on the line is their base front?
Well, he said it was a base front. That's exactly what he said. Said it was a base front. So we're going to stop the run. You go ahead and do it. And they scored. They scored on the fullback. It's the Louisville play.
Yeah.
That you first saw. The fly. And they scored on that. Dylan looked good. They had no problem with Dylan looking good because they knew they were going to throw it different. And here we went. And this is what you end up with. So again, you have to be able to respect. No, I don't give a damn. You got to be able to respect the quarterback. And the defense doesn't respect the quarterback. And if the defense doesn't respect the quarterback, then they can't really respect the rest of the offense. Jerry Judy's just as good as the guy throwing to him. I'm sorry. Jerry Rice could have run around all he wanted to. If you didn't have Steve Young, if you didn't have Joe Montana, if Michael Irvin never had Troy Aikman, I mean, it goes on and on and on. You got to find a guy who can find him. And Jerry Judy ain't nowhere near any of those guys, so you really need a guy that you can find him. No offense to Jerry. Not trying to put it on him. Really don't mean offense to him. The 83% of the snaps yesterday just ran wind sprints, just keeping his cardio up. There's no point. He had 2 targets. Your number 1 wide receiver had 2 targets, so they just decided that's it. So fine, if you can find your tight ends, we'll give you the tight ends. Problem is you can't find the tight ends because you can't throw the ball further than 5 yards because you can't see down the field because you don't know where you're throwing. And so there's no trust. Everything is off schedule, and whatever it is may stop. And I'm sure there's plenty of you driving right now, or plenty of you sitting in your office going, okay, Ken, really you think Shedeur Sanders is going to make it any better? Guys, I don't know. All I know is he'll make it more interesting. Because that's where I'm at right now. Ain't my fault you're 2-6, and it ain't my responsibility. It's yours. My responsibility is for fans to actually try to have a good time, to have some fun with it, because there's a lot of things about life that ain't that very much fun, and hopefully your football team could at some point get their head out of the sand and actually get it going. So you might as well try it. I don't give a damn. I don't care. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We can have the argument of whether or not Kevin Stefanski isn't the right one for Shedeur Sanders. Seems to be isn't right for a lot of other guys who seem to be having some success. But fine, we can do that. We got plenty of time. We got 9 more games. Settle in.
Well, I would also say that in any other situation in the NFL, when the offense is this futile, this bad, this incapable of doing anything, they make big changes during a bye week that would come at this portion of the season. They would either fire the OC or somebody else would be calling the plays. But if it's just Kevin Stefanski back calling the plays, running the offense, and coaching the team after all of this, after it's been this bad, then your staff sucks. Mm-hmm. Then you've assembled a terrible staff. Like one way or another, if you don't have somebody to turn to, then the Tommy Rees hiring was a disaster, just like before him, who was the former Buffalo Bills offensive
Ken Dorsey.
Just like that was a laughable hire. Like you cannot assemble staffs, because if you can't assemble staffs, then you're just never getting out of this period anyway.
Well, do we even know who assembled the staff? Was it Andrew Berry or was it Kevin Stefanski?
Who ordered the code red?
It's something that we went back to because we still live in that world that Stefanski didn't want to move on from Van Pelt 2 seasons ago, right? So do you even know who does anything around here? Nobody talks about any of that. Nobody clarifies any of that. We'll never know.
216-474-0092. Let's go to the phones. John in Cleveland. Yellow John.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
I appreciate what you've been saying, Ken, because I think during the bye week, the people above Berry and Stefanski, I think they're the ones that need to evaluate the toll that this is taking on all of us. I reached out to my season ticket rep yesterday to say, hey, let's talk. Cause I don't know if I can do this anymore. And I say that because I've been a season ticket holder for a while now, and it's only because they exist. They're not giving me a product to want to purchase. And the surveys that came out last week just made it look like, yeah, they're just trying to find a certain audience, and I might not be that.
Well, what bothers me so much, and your words hit home, John, because I'll tell you this. Did you? How much of the game did you watch again yesterday? What did you say? How much of it were you there?
I watched the whole thing.
Okay. Did you find yourself? Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
Okay. Did you find yourself yelling and screaming at all?
Not anymore.
Okay, that was the difference between you and me. And this is, and hey, I'm connected to it, so I know my situation's a little bit different. All right, I mean, I'll admit that. And Axel's a hardcore Browns fan and all that stuff. I went nuts for a moment during the game. He walked out of the room, and I was like, "Geez, I put off my own kid." So I think there is Lima talks about the generation of lost fans here. And what happens is it's going, if my dad's going to react, why am I going to put myself through it? I watch my dad cuss up a storm and do all this. Like, why would I do that? And that's what I'm afraid. Like, people do appreciate winning and want to win. The tradition only goes for so long. You're going to have to put something out there that can start a new tradition, and traditions always start better with what? With winning.
Exactly. And I wanted to point out, too, that, Ken, you and I are about the same age, and I remember how much our parents and their friends and aunts and uncles, they all fought to bring the team back. Yeah. So I took that pride very seriously when they came back, and our family's been season ticket holders since 99. And it was just, it's gotten to a point where the 1-31 stretch was already difficult enough, but we seemed to get through that, got over the hump. Now we're seeming like we're about to revisit that again. And I'm in my 40s. I just don't have it anymore.
Well, you could have some and John, thank you for the call. You could even have some understanding there. No, you're right. And by the way, even going back to a further thing, like I know I was born in '85, and they were a playoff team in '85. I think they were around 500 at that time, maybe. I got to go back and remember because we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Dog Pound. If they weren't good, the Dog Pound wouldn't exist. Like, traditions are born from winning. What's my tradition? I'm holding on to old things. That right now, I mean, that would be my son. As you get older, if I had kids younger, like my son would be in ticket buying ages now. And what are you holding on to? Stuff that his grandfather did? His grandfather liked? I mean, that's scary. That's a scary scenario. I hope that's sobering for a lot of people because it's true. You don't get the Dog Pound without the suck-ass teams don't start new traditions. They try to, and we just look at it and give them a side eye going, what are you doing? That's what they do. So the reason the Dog Pound exists wasn't because the Browns were 3-13 in '85. They went to the playoffs. They were good in the '80s, real good in the '80s. Sorry, Tone. You got anything before I go back to the phones?
No, I want to hear from the fans.
216-474-0092. Sorry, Drake in Fort Worth, Texas. You're next up on the fan. Go ahead, Drake.
Hey, what's up, guys? Look, I love the show. I'm not even from Cleveland. I'm from New York. I live in Texas, but I love what's going on here. But let me tell you, you guys discredited me a few months ago. I said, look, we all laugh at the stats. I laughed at them too. And I said, you know what? Who does practice stats in training camp? You know, who did this? Well, it was starting to show its face. Even though Shedeur was not going against first-team players, he was looking good. Everyone said it, and Stefanski still wouldn't give him a shot. Now, I give Shedeur a lot of credit for not blowing up because I'm a real calm guy, but my goodness, he's been getting screwed. And now the narrative is he doesn't know the playbook. I don't know. He had Schumer his last 2 years at Colorado and did fine. He made, Schumer's not great. I didn't like the hire, but he did okay. Maybe. And Dylan Gabriel, let me tell you something right now. I feel bad for him because Stefanski's putting him in a spot like he's the first-round pick. And so, Lima, you surprised me the most because you started buying in what was said about Shedeur. He's not ready. That was the narrative that stuck. And now I'm thinking if he's not ready to do what Dylan Gabriel's doing, it's such a crazy playbook, and people bring up, the Rams preseason game. Yes, that was Shedeur's fault, but look who you put him with. The first game, people just talked about it, and that was it. He earned his shot to get first-team reps in training camp, and he wouldn't get them. What did Dylan do? He killed Dylan in training camp, even though he didn't get first-round reps. Any real coach would have said, you know what? This guy's looking good. Let's put him with the first-team guys. He didn't do that. And I don't understand how Shedeur is keeping his calm, because to me, I'm not a big Shedeur fan. I'm not one of them crazy guys, but give the guy a chance. The fact that he's keeping his cool through all this, he should get a lot of credit because he's getting screwed here. And Stefanski should not be the coach because when you have players go elsewhere, like Flacco to the freaking Bengals, whose line's supposed to be worse, but he's looking better, that means you pick Dylan Gabriel to run your boring offense and you tell me Shador can't do that or make it look a little better, we don't know because he's throwing the food truck guys and all that. That's all Stefanski. And that's a total thing against Shador. And
so he
I laughed at the whole thing.
He is. I'll tell you this, Drake. I'm very sensitive to it in terms of like the people who say, Drake, I gotta let you go and thank you for the call. I'm very sensitive to it because I don't think that the Browns are doing what they can to put the boots to Shador. However, it's not that I can never accuse them of not being inept in what they do. Because the lack of trust in the coaching is at an all-time. The trust in the coaching is at an all-time low. So my lack of trust in the coaching has never been higher. So I can't say that I'm not. I'll tell you right now, they don't keep Shador away from starting to upset anybody or to zing him or anything like that. I don't think there's a conspiracy against Shador Sanders. But I can't say because my lack of trust is there at an all-time high. I can't say that they don't know what they're looking at because I don't know what they're looking at, and I don't know if they know what they're looking at.
No, the Flacco thing is a massive indictment.
And exactly right. So I can't run a guy like Drake off the air and go, Drake, you're crazy. No, because I got a guy like Joe Flacco playing reasonable offensive football.
Yeah, more so than the fact that they traded him because obviously he's not part of their future. Like whatever, we've debated that, and we can continue to debate that. But the biggest indictment is that he looked washed here, and immediately on another team with a bad offensive line, he looks amazing.
Exactly.
He looked not just good, he looks really good again.
So my issue is, if the guy who's had all the experience doesn't know where they're at, how the hell am I supposed to expect Dylan Gabriel to know where it's at?
Or Shador
so now
when
I
it's
have
his
to wonder
turn.
about Dylan. And then I got to wonder about Shador. So you could always say, these guys are all being led down the primrose path to Brown's hell. 216-474-0092. Because now I'm getting more evidence. Other guys looking better with other teams. And there comes a time where, again, it's not like Kevin turned into a moron all of a sudden. I know there's been people who've thought that all 6 years, but you have to evolve. Kyle Shanahan just doesn't run the same stuff all the time what he did when he was still in San Francisco, and he's had a world of injuries. Same thing with all these guys that we talk about and prop up all the time. You have to evolve. I don't have the evolution. Well, Kenny doesn't have the players for the evolution. Yeah, because you're not good at picking them. Whose fault is that? That's also on Andrew. See, I can throw them all in if I want to. Ken Carman, Anthony Corrali, what do you got coming up? Big stuff?
Just ginormous stuff.
Absolutely wonderful tease. But it ain't going to be Andrew Berry. He ain't talking this week. Hopefully after the Tuesday trade deadline next week on The Fan. Friends, Ken Carman here for KC Roofing.
for yourself. Use as directed.
Listen to 92.3 The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn app.
I'm frustrated. I want to win. I don't care how much time is on the clock. They got their starters in. There's a chance we can win. I want to be a part of that. I don't care how dire the situation looks. I'm going to try to make something happen. So I hate coming out of those situations. I hate, that kind of inevitability and not being able to do anything about it, because I want to win and I'll do anything.
I wanted to attack you for something, and now I actually finally have my chance. You said he wanted to get back out there. Are we sure he didn't want to get back out there just to accumulate more sacks? It's almost as if you accuse him of stat padding.
I think he was kind of admitting it, wasn't he? That he wanted to be out there because this. But why else would he want to be out there? I don't understand
how you could say a guy who gets sacks in a game is stat padding.
Oh, I'm saying at that when the game has been decided.
Well, they're out there. He wants to be out there. Well, because
what does he want to be out there to do? Well, chase running backs around?
He'll have his chance to explain himself further on Friday. If you want to. But I'll tell you this.
But you're acting like I was outraged over it. Went after him. I didn't go after him.
You're right. You said it in passing. The accumulate. Let's call it what it is. You can go back and listen 92throughthefan.com. You said accumulate more sacks, but you did say it in a passing manner. But I'm a little bit sensitive to it because, listen, he don't need me to defend him, and I've gone after him a few times because, again, I think there's been a lot of leadership that I don't think has been sincere or followed all the way through over these past 9 seasons. However, let me say this. It's not like he's a three-point shooter in an NBA game. You just get the ball in his hands and let him rip. It's hard to get sacks. So because he got 5 sacks, 5 sacks is 5 sacks is 5 sacks. It's legitimate.
They could have had more.
And it could have had more. And I think that if it were me and I was rationalizing, again, he has his own reasons or whatever, it would say, well, their starters are still in. Why can't I still be in? I don't care. Why can't I still be in and be playing if he wants to still be in? I mean, the whole time we sit here and we go, and this is really one of the greatest pains in the ass of Miles' career with the Cleveland Browns. If there have been times we've absolutely wondered, where's Miles? When he's showing up? I didn't see the tweets. Where's 95? I didn't see 95. He's amongst the lead leaders in sacks every year, but somehow we never see him. But here's the game where he absolutely dominated, and you got blown out. You were totally blown out again. For the 4th time this year, you were blown out.
Unbelievable.
Because you count that Steelers game as a blowout, right, Tone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you were blown out in the NFL 4 times in 8 games. So, I'll tell you this right now. I say I want to see Shedeur Sanders in 2 weeks against the Jets. I'm still nervous because who's leading him? So, I don't know if he's going to be put in the right situation. That's terrifying. So, there you go.
What did you buy?
That's a situation we have here because we are in so many ways. Well, I can't say Browns prison anymore. Feels like a Browns halfway house because we're halfway through this season and there are draft picks next year.
What did you make of Mike Vrabel, not only leaving the starters in the entire time, you had brought up Belichick in that, but also the comment after the game about the gimmicks?
Because he knew they couldn't do it.
Yeah, but do you think he was does he have any reason to ridicule or mock Stefanski?
No.
Or the Browns?
Did you think that was a mocking?
A lot of people said he was mocking the Browns with the gimmick comment.
You could see that because every time when you're playing in a game and you know you're kicking ass or you're about to kick ass, there's always a feeling as a coach, and here goes football guys talking about this, right? That you're going to end it. They have a destiny, and you need to help them meet that destiny, which is the death of their game. So take them home. Take them to hell. And when they pull the tricks out, well, if they're desperate to pull the tricks out, then we got them. I mean, you've had tight football games that have gone that way. What Jimmy Johnson had the famous quote, if they're doing the fumble-rooski, we got them. Might have been Howard Schnellenberger said it, one of the two, and it's like that was an overtime game, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, you can have tight football games. It's like, well, who gets to tell the stories? The winners get to tell the stories and how they see it. But damn, man, yeah, you're running trick plays 2 in a row. You got nothing. And he knew they had nothing. He knew it. Watch him on tape. That's a backup. And you're in game 4, and usually by game 4, a career backup gets figured out. And here you are. 216-474-0092. Let me go to Maurice. Some people call him Maurice in South Carolina. He's next up on the fan. Got to go quick, Maurice. Go. Go.
No problem here. So I got three things to say. One, I'm down here in Hilton Head at the Browns Backer Club, and it was half empty. Two, there's a saying, if you tell yourself a lie long enough, you'll start to believe it. We had a short quarterback, as in Stefanski says, in Baker Mayfield, and you got rid of him. I don't know if that was an Odell Beckham thing, whatever, but you got rid of him, and you went out and got another short quarterback. Three, I'm with you. I believe they made Shador inactive for Saturday, because I can hurt your back, you don't even play. And Dave told that little man, because that's a little man, it's on you. You ain't got to look over your shoulder. You ain't got to worry about it. Go play. He went out there.
That was going to play? Lord almighty.
Well, look, he went out there, looked at Trevor. Even Ray Charles can see he stinks. And at the end of the day, when he got the safety, that was it for me. I'm going to see if he play. If they bring in Shador after this bye week and let Shador play. If not, you know it's all about Benson. As far as Miles is concerned,
Well, I'll tell you this. You said it's all about that. Maurice, thank you for the call. No. To keep interest, he'll have to play at some point. You're still in entertainment business. I'll at least be curious. I can't say it's going to be any better. I want to see the kid. I want to see him. I've seen enough at Dylan Gabriel for 1,000 lifetimes.
Forever.
I'm done there. That's finito. Done. But yeah, I definitely want to see Shador. Big thanks to Daryl who joined us today. He was sensational. He was. Congratulations on all his success. We will be back 6 to 10 for Big Country, for Jeff, who's not here, for Matt Corrali, for Mitch. Have a great day. Oh, the Slippery Wizard. Have a great day. Go Cavs.
Finito. Done.
Hey,
sounds good.
Where's your entourage now?
Cool, I got on the last show.
Loser town, loser fans, and you guys are a loser show.